It's Friday, December 12th. Today on Thin Ice, parents react to an arena's decision to rent out its rinks to a movie production. A political shakeup. The Liberal Party edges closer to a majority as another Conservative crosses the floor. And later, a unique partnership. What researchers found when taking a closer look at the bond between resident killer whales and dolphins. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week. We have Catherine Dow joining us this morning, and we have Ainsley McPhail live with the City of Winnipeg. We're talking about safety at this time of year because, of course, there's Christmas trees, there's lights, there's candles, there's all kinds of things you need to think about. There's also snow piling up outside, which leads to people shoveling. So we have some important safety reminders on how to stay safe during the holidays. But again, coming out of the garage today, piles of snow in my driveway. There was snow banks even on the highway.
I also noticed that people forget how to drive when we get our first snowfall.
Absolutely.
But you know what? I guess better safe than sorry, because yes, we did get a big dumping this week. We've had this kind of cascade, if you will, of low pressure systems that's bringing a lot of snowfall to southern Manitoba. It should be tapering off later this morning, but not a lot of heat coming our way. Spoiler alert. Outside, it is quite chilly. The wind chill feeling quite fierce, even though it's minus 16. Feels closer to minus 28. Those very strong northwesterly winds might have something to do with it. They're also shaking around our camera. A couple light snowflakes falling out there. Pressure is rising. Humidity sits at 73%. So yes, while we will see that snowfall taper off a little later on today, not a lot of sunshine coming through northern Manitoba. Southern Manitoba, different story. You can start to see a little bit of clouds to kick off the day, but likely we'll get a pocket of sunshine into the late afternoon. But this system here clearly enveloping much of northern Manitoba and parts of the southeast. As the day progresses, it really pushes out of the south, but really hovers over the northeast corner. So looking for a good chance of some flurry activity or snowfall off and on throughout the day. The northwest has a lighter chance, but a chance nonetheless. And as the day progresses, you start to see it move out to the northeast, but likely to be a snowy evening overnight. We will lose the clouds into the afternoon with some pockets of sunshine. Overnight, 1 or 2 clouds. We kick it off for a sunny day tomorrow, but the heat is not coming alongside it. That's because an Arctic air mass is really going to pull down those temperatures to the tune of minus 19 today. It's a good 5 or 6 degrees off what's typical. And then tomorrow, even cooler under those clear sunny skies with a high of minus 20. But of course, that wind chill in the morning particularly will make it feel closer to minus 35. And then we warm up a little bit on Sunday. Good news, under a mix of sun and cloud with a high of minus 13. We kick off next work week even warmer with a high of minus 10.
Thank you, Catherine. There's outrage from parents, teams, and coaches over news Southdale Community Centre is temporarily closing its rinks in January to accommodate a film crew. The move will wipe out 100 hours of ice time. And as CTV's Joseph Bernacki reports, many are slamming the publicly funded facility for putting profits over people.
Very disappointed, frustrated.
Hockey parent Laura McMillan's 13-year-old son and his team will be off the ice in Southdale Community Centre for weeks in order to accommodate a film crew in January, and the timing couldn't be worse.
I'm the manager for his hockey team too, so I'm the one in charge of finding all the practice ice and tournaments and things like that. I know how much time and effort goes into it.
Hockey Winnipeg and the St. Boniface Minor Hockey Association released a joint statement Wednesday saying the closure will result in the loss of 100 hours of activity that has already been scheduled.
I can only imagine how the individual families are feeling about this. You want to be playing in the facility that you know, in your neighborhood where you live.
Southdale Community Centre declined to comment, but Hockey Winnipeg says the centre's West Rink will be closed from January 3rd to 23rd, while their East Rink will be closed from January 12th to the 16th. They say it is to accommodate a curling movie, but Ian McCartan points out ice has been booked for months and is a commodity.
I think that some more advance notice and some more open communication about this could have gone a long way.
McMillan says she found out about the closure through word of mouth. Now she is scrambling to find her team a place to play in January. She's reached out to Niverville, Stonewall, and other rinks in Winnipeg to find ice time.
Now I've got to try and get more than one kid to different places all at once. And it's farther. We're adding on half-hour to an hour-long commutes. What sense does that make?
McMillan questions the reasoning behind the move and says her son is super disappointed.
It's a chance to get out with friends. They get off screen time, get some athletic, they get their training, and now all of that's gone. And for what? For somebody to make a little bit of money.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The man accused of an arson spree in Winnipeg is facing more charges for 3 additional fires set around the city. 35-year-old Jesse Wheatland was arrested last month in connection to multiple arsons at several restaurants, businesses, and offices. Now, Winnipeg police allege Wheatland also started fires near the Disraeli Freeway in August, on Corden Avenue on November 2nd, and on Nairn Avenue on November 3rd. Police rearrested Wheatland at Milner Ridge Correctional Center Tuesday and charged him with 3 additional counts of arson. He remains in custody and is scheduled to appear in court today. None of the charges have been proven in court. The flooding in BC is only getting worse. Evacuation zones have expanded as entire regions are cut off by the rising water levels.
Came up a foot and a half in the last 15-20 minutes.
You can see we're trying to get our cars out so we don't lose our cars. I mean, look, you can see 20 minutes ago there was nothing there.
The hardest hit area is Sumas Prairie in Abbotsford, overtaken by water that's surging across the U.S. border. As evacuation orders expand, police have been going door to door asking people to pack up. The city of Abbotsford has declared a local state of emergency. The flooding has triggered several rock slides. A flood warning remains in effect today for the Sumas River, including spillover from the Nooksack River in Washington state. And with rain in the forecast for today and much of next week, officials are worried things will only get worse.
Condition did deteriorate a little bit over the course of the next few hours, which resulted in us calling North Shore Rescue and Talon helicopters.
5 people and 4 dogs needed to be rescued after getting trapped on an island on the flooded Chilliwack River. The group was camping out on the island when water levels spilled. Chilliwack Search and Rescue tried for hours but couldn't safely get to them. A North Shore Rescue helicopter was then called in to hoist them out. A political curveball in Prince Edward Island. Rob Lance has resigned as premier to pursue permanent leadership of the province's PC party.
I made the decision on that 100% on Monday after the by-election that, yeah, I think Islanders still have confidence in this government and I want to have a role in that.
The decision comes after months of mixed messages. He was sworn in as premier in February after Dennis King stepped down. Lance's resignation was required in order to run in the party's leadership race next year. Deputy Premier Blois Thompson will be sworn in today as PEI's 35th premier. The man accused of killing Conservative activist Charlie Kirk made his first court appearance Thursday. Tyler Robinson was seen wearing civilian clothes and smiling at times while talking with his lawyers in the Utah courtroom. Robinson is facing murder charges and could face the death penalty. The 22-year-old is accused of firing the rifle shot that killed Kirk from a rooftop during a university campus event in Utah. Jumping out of a plane with a parachute is already an activity for thrill seekers, but there was an extra adrenaline rush in Australia when a skydiver survived a heart-stopping incident. Take a look. The skydiver, thousands of meters in the air, was pulled out of the plane when their reserve chute opened by accident, leaving them caught dangling in the air on the tail of the plane. In slow motion, you can see how the skydiver was flung backward, knocking another jumper with a parachute into free fall. What happens next is partly why Australian authorities released this video.
At the time of the accident, the parachutist had a hook knife attached to their chest strap.
The video then shows the skydiver using a hook knife to tear through the parachute lines and cutting enough to free themselves from the plane, and once clear, safely deploying their other parachute.
This investigation is also a reminder for pilots conducting parachute operations of the importance of wearing an emergency parachute.
A handle got snagged on the wing flap of the plane, activating the reserve chute. The plane's tail was also damaged by the incident, though the pilot managed to land it safely. The Canada Strong Pass is back, giving more options to Canadians looking for affordable things to do over the holidays. Starting today, the pass allows people to explore national parks, museums for free or with some major discounts. Children 17 and under can travel with Via Rail for free if they're with an adult, while passengers between 18 and 24 get discounted rates. The government says it's part of an effort to make it easier and more affordable for people to get out and do things this winter break. The pass is available until January 15th. Taking a look now at the current traffic situation along the Norwood Bridge. Looks like a good start so far this Friday, but there are some snowbanks on the outskirts of the city. I know personally because I drove through them this morning, so be mindful of that. If you see any issues out there, please let us know. Text them to us at 10400. Let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's telling us all about things that we need to keep in mind when it comes to safety during the holidays. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Rochelle. Good morning, Manitoba. I got some goosebumps right now. I'm a little chilly. If only I could have a space heater and not leave it plugged in and walk away for an extensive period of time. There's tip number one. We're also seeing, obviously, the snow hit the ground, but unfortunately, every year, our advanced care paramedics are seeing people have cardiac events prior to and after math as well. So we're going to be learning about ways to keep ourselves and our families safe during that time. With the holiday season coming oh so close, over 100 fires are started in the kitchen here in Winnipeg annually. So common sense ain't so common. Don't walk away from that pot. Don't put water on a grease fire. Ainsley, let's be real, I'm not the one doing the cooking, Rochelle. Coming up at
That's the best way to stay safe,
we're having
I
a
guess.
chat.
Okay, thank you,
No
Ainsley.
doubt.
Let's go out to the rooftop now. How's it feeling out there? A little breezy.
Breezy, absolutely, Rochelle. The wind chill is a little bit punishing this morning. That's why I got the big park on. It's minus 18 degrees, that wind chill, making it feel closer to minus 29. The winds have actually lost a little bit of their heft out of the northwest at 28 kilometers per hour. That's the good news. Cloudy to kick us off, pressure rising, humidity at 75%. So we've had a cascade, as I kind of called it, of low pressure systems over the past couple of days in Manitoba, spreading that light snow off and on throughout much of the south and to the north as well, I should note. Today, that pressure system is the most recent, rather, is lingering over many parts of the east. So areas to the northeast and to us here in Winnipeg. That's why we're still seeing these errant snowflakes here or there. That system will start to hover and push out into the northeast, leaving us behind mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures quite cool. We're looking at highs in the south in the low minus teens, even colder to the north in the low minus 20s. Winds will be very strong out of the northwest. We could get a pocket of sunshine or two in southern Manitoba. Overnight, couple clouds lingering, and it gets even cooler, minus 25 degrees. Lots of sunshine into tomorrow, but an Arctic air mass is cooling us down even further. We're looking at a high of minus 20. I'm going to go warm up, but stay with us. We've got so much more Your Morning Winnipeg still to come.
Weather is brought to you by Canadian Footwear, helping you find the perfect fit.
When you give a child a winter coat, you give them the means to go to school on a cold day, a chance to play outside, because no child should be freezing cold. Donate to Coats for Kids, proudly sponsored by United Way Winnipeg and CTV.
Good morning. A sexual assault lawsuit involving a former Manitoba and National Grand Chief has been dropped. In September, we reported Phil Fontaine was accused of sexually assaulting a child on a school trip in the 1970s. The lawsuit brought forward by the alleged victim listed Fontaine and the Saugeen Education Authority as co-defendants. However, a new filing this week by the plaintiff discontinued the legal action, but didn't state a reason for the move. Fontaine did not file a statement of defense, and none of the claims were tested in court. CTV News has reached out to the legal counsel for the involved parties for comment. A political shakeup in Ottawa late yesterday evening. A Conservative MP from the Toronto area revealing that he's crossing the floor to join the Liberals, putting that party just one seat shy of a majority. CTV's Rachel Aiello has more.
So let's give a warm welcome to our newest member of the Liberal Party, Michael.
Liberals were celebrating more than the holiday season, learning just as festivities were getting underway at the party's annual gathering in Ottawa that Prime Minister Mark Carney had poached another Conservative MP.
Like literally just joined our party.
Rookie Ontario MP Michael Maw, seen here posing with Polyev at the Conservative Christmas party, says he's informed the Speaker of his decision to join the governing party. In a lengthy statement, Maw said he entered public service to help people, to focus on solutions, not division, and looks forward to working with Prime Minister Mark Carney to make sure that Markham Unionville and all of Canada can move forward with confidence.
171.
The defection means the Liberals are now just one seat shy of a majority government, a position they'll be looking to leverage when members of Parliament resume sitting next year.
The House stands adjourned until Monday, January 26, 2026.
The House adjourned with the Liberals saying it was a productive fall despite few pieces of legislation passing.
Since September, we have accomplished a great deal. It has been a hard grind because of this conservative obstruction, but we did get results for Canadians.
Key crime bills and the Budget Implementation Act have been left in limbo, but the Conservatives said they aren't to blame.
It's Liberals who are engaged in self-obstruction of their own legislation.
Asked before he lost yet another MP how confident he was about a strong showing in his January leadership review, Poilievre said very.
Toronto police say they have identified the serial killer responsible for murdering 3 women in the 1980s and 90s.
On December the 3rd, 2025, the Centre of Forensic Sciences identified a man named Kenneth Smith as the offender in the murders of 3 women.
Kenneth Smith died in Windsor, Ontario in 2019. Police used investigative genetic genealogy to link him to DNA connected with the murders of Christine Prince, Claire Sampson, and Gracelyn Greenidge. Allegations of a toxic work environment and bullying have prompted the CEO of the Canadian Museum of Immigration at Pier 21 in Halifax to step down. A federal investigation found Marie Chapman left many employees emotionally damaged after a pattern of inappropriate behavior for more than a decade. That included using offensive language and instilling fear through intimidation tactics.
It's entirely unacceptable. And again, if any of these allegations are true, I would expect the board to do its job.
Chapman responded in a statement saying while she disagrees with the findings, she acknowledges and embraces her responsibility as a leader of the museum. Apartment and condo vacancy rates across Canada are on the rise, according to the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation. The national rate increased to 3.3% in 2025, up from 2.2% last year, which the CMHC says is the highest in 30 years. A major historic find has been unearthed in England. Archaeologists say they have proof of the earliest known case where human beings built and controlled fires. They say heat-shattered flint axes and 2 pieces of a stone used for making sparks were found in Barnham, Suffolk. The artifacts are 350,000 years older than similar items previously found. Another window to buy World Cup tickets is now open. Fans have until January 13th to enter the draw. Unlike the past 2 draws, this time fans can pick the game they want to see, but it will cost you. For example, Canada plays its first game in Toronto, possibly against Italy. The cheapest ticket is $1,300. The most expensive is more than $3,000. Many fans say these prices are outrageous.
I know they're a lot more than World Cup's past, which I know has turned off me and a lot of my friends.
A fan federation in Europe is now calling on FIFA to pause some ticket sales. FIFA reserves tickets for national associations to sell to their most loyal fans. They're calling these high prices a betrayal. For the first time, FIFA is using a form of dynamic pricing with little transparency over how costs are set.
Traffic is brought to you by the Children's Rehabilitation Foundation.
We have some road closures to remind you about this morning. The northbound middle lane and both curb lanes are closed on Main Street between Chief Peguis Trail and Armstrong. The eastbound curb lane on the Nairn overpass will be closed from Watt to Gray following the rush. And the median lanes will be closed on Inkster between Aikens and Salter. If you see any problems out on the streets, please text them to us at 10400.
The Bathfitter Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years.
A rather chilly start to your Friday here in Winnipeg and through much of Manitoba. It's minus 18 degrees, that wind chill feeling more like minus 29. It's overcast and windy with northwesterly gusts at 28 kilometers per hour. Pressure rising, humidity sits at 75%. So while temperatures won't be terribly warm, we are going to be dealing with likely that snow tapering off. If you're sick of that, likely we're going to be putting it in the rearview mirror in southern Manitoba for the rest of the day, likely the weekend. Not the case for the north. Let's talk about these temperatures, shall we? Let me just get out of the way so everyone can see where they're at. Quite chilly in Brandon at minus 24. Same for you folks in Dauphin. Portage La Prairie and Gimli at minus 18, minus 25 degrees in Norway House. Let's go graphics. For some reason, this clicker like me takes a while to wake up. To the north, temperatures much chillier, and of course we know this only tells part of the story with that wind chill. It's feeling upwards of minus 27 degrees in Gimli, more like minus 30 for us here in Winnipeg, minus 35 in Thompson. As the day progresses, we'll start to see some of those clouds taper off. You can see they're blanketing the north quite well, but here in the south we'll get a little bit of sunshine into the afternoon. When you put the kids on the bus, it'll likely be snowy and overcast, not terribly heavy with the flurries, minus 19 degrees. At lunchtime, that sun will be out with minus 19, same temperature. And as you can see, there's not a lot of change. In fact, you get even cooler on the way home, minus 20 degrees under that clear sunny skies. Overnight tonight, temperatures dipping down to minus 25. Likely we'll have a couple clouds, those strong northwesterly winds continuing. And then into Saturday, sunny but cool, minus 20 degrees is what we're looking at. But we get a little bit of heat back on Sunday under a mix of sun and cloud. Your Skywatch picture of the day snapped by Sonia in St. Boniface. Gorgeous holiday picture. Thanks for saying that in, and keep your weather pictures coming.
Good morning. The hope is if the worst happens on the ice, the lesson learned by a group of students from Quebec Thursday will stick. As CTV's Dylan Dyson shows us, they received real-life experience in ice safety and what to do if you ever fall through.
It's out of the classroom and into the deep end for students at Pontiac High School in Shawville.
It was a bit cold. It went through right here, so it went down a little, and I was like, oh, burr. But it was funny because when the water comes up, it compresses you, and it's not what you expect.
These grade 10 and 11 students enrolled in firefighting and outdoor education classes, receiving real-world training in ice safety and cold water rescue.
Ice safety is such an important issue in this area. All these students at some point in the winter are probably going to go out on the ice, whether they're ice fishing or snowmobiling.
One of the kids just asked me as soon as we stepped out here, he started getting into snowmobiling questions because, you know, him and his grandpa are around snowmobiling all the time.
Grade 11 student Faith Hamilton appreciates the opportunity to get outside of the classroom.
I think this is actually amazing. It is so fun to actually learn a skill that we can put into use, especially in our area, with so many activities like snowmobiling, ice fishing, all this sort of things. Things happen like in a second, so it's great that I can learn this just in case.
From learning about ice thickness, safety tools, and what to do if you fall in, they are lessons you can't learn behind a desk.
I find it's probably going to be helpful. Knowing what I get into, it's probably going to save me once or twice. Wow, sledding, ice fishing, anything on the ice, usually.
They have the opportunity to live in this amazing area with all these lakes and rivers, but to understand where the real risk is versus what we could do safely.
And when students graduate, they are skills that can benefit the community.
It's just a great way to make sure that this region has volunteer firefighters, because that's all the towns around. That's what we rely on. So now we're going to have a group of students graduate next year with the certification to be able to become volunteer firefighters.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News, Shawville.
Deck the halls for your chance to win and be featured on Your Morning Winnipeg. Here at Your Morning, we love the sights of the season, and we want to see how you've decorated for the holidays. All those nutcrackers, lights, and trees could help you win a $500 gift card from Red River Co-op and have the chance to show off your holiday house live on Your Morning Winnipeg with a visit from Ainsley McPhail. To enter, head to our contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca, fill out the form, and submit some pictures too, please. Good luck.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
Stray snowflakes falling on this Friday morning in Winnipeg. It's minus 18 degrees. That wind chill is rough, I will say. Minus 29 degrees. I was feeling sleepy, and then I stepped outside, and that'll wake you up. Winds are out of the northwest at 28 clicks. The pressure is rising. Humidity sits at 75%. While we're dealing with a stray snowflake or two, likely we're going to put that system, that low pressure system that's been bringing that light snow through southern Manitoba, behind us later on tomorrow, and some sunshine is on the way. You can see that that cloud coverage is mostly blanketing the eastern parts of our province, Winnipeg included. As the day progresses, we'll get some pockets of sunshine into the afternoon. Highs of -19 degrees. Low chance of flurries in the morning, but into the afternoon that drops significantly. Those winds so strong out of the northwest at 30, gusting at times to 50 kilometers per hour, making that wind chill exceptionally cool this morning. Overnight tonight, temperatures dipping down to -25. Slight chance of flurries, and those strong northwesterly winds stay with it overnight at 30, gusting at times to 50 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, the sunshine is out. Temperatures, though, quite chilly at -20. Northwesterly winds less strong at 20 kilometers per hour under that mainly sunny sky. On Sunday, we start to get a little bit warmer relative term when we're talking about a high of -13 degrees under that mix of sun and cloud. But things heat up even more into the start of next work week under a mix of sun and cloud. And by Tuesday, we're likely to hover at around 0. So pretty good news ahead.
Thank you, Catherine. Members of a Manitoba First Nation are celebrating a landmark decision after taking the federal government to court.
And we're here to say, Canada, your court spoke. Now lead.
Last week, Federal Court Justice Paul Favel ruled Canada has a legal duty to provide adequate housing on First Nation reserves. St. Teresa Point First Nation and Sandy Lake First Nation previously brought forward a class action lawsuit against the government, compiling a list of more than 100 impacted First Nations. They argued the federal government deliberately underfunded housing on reserves, violating charter rights and causing immense harm.
Canada cannot hide behind jurisdiction. The court ruled our housing crisis violates basic rights. Now Canada must act.
In his 123-page decision, Justice Favel found homes on First Nation reserves were poorly constructed, without adequate running water or sewage systems. He also found this led to their rapid deterioration, prompting members to leave the reserves to find new housing. The ruling notes the federal government must take reasonable measures to provide the impacted First Nations with adequate on-reserve housing. There appears to be some good news for Canadians used to long delays with the Canada Revenue Agency. Today, it unveiled a plan promising improved service after a major review. CTV's Abigail Beeman on the new targets.
It's very scary when you think that you might lose all your teeth.
Dealing with her husband's dental emergency, Zuli says it's been a nightmare trying to reach the CRA for help from the Canadian Dental Care Plan.
It's been quite an ordeal. It's been 2 weeks of tears.
We're very proud of the work that our teams have managed to accomplish.
After the 100-day service improvement plan, proud the number of calls answered went from just 35% to hit the goal of more than 70%.
We will never be in a position to answer 100% of the phone calls that we receive at the agency.
At 30 million calls a year, 300,000 a day during the spring tax filing season, the CRA calls it unsustainable.
When it comes to contact center operations that are being operated in a very fiscally responsible and somewhat restrained way.
And in the face of government-wide tightening, a boost to 4,500 call center employees at tax time is temporary, with cuts possible.
We're not in a position to tell you right now that whether there are cuts planned and when they might be.
They are investing where we have massive problems.
The union head believes call center staff are safe for now, but calls improvements in the 100-day plan a Band-Aid solution.
The improvement also stems from the fact that we're at the low season. We're not in a tax season. So we need a lot more help.
It's not as easy as just throwing people at problems. I don't believe in that. I believe in saying, what do we need to offer the proper service to Canadians? We need to make sure their phones are answered on a timely basis, 1. 2, we need to give Canadians options, online digitalization.
As an example of increased online options, Canadians locked out of their CRA account can now access them digitally, diverting as many as 300,000 calls a year. The union says the real test will be what happens on day 101 after the plan and beyond.
A bail hearing for a Toronto area lawyer arrested and charged in connection with alleged drug kingpin and former Canadian Olympian Ryan Wedding will continue today. Deepak Paradkar is accused of advising Wenning to kill a potential witness. Soon after, that witness was killed. He's been in custody since his arrest last month and is awaiting possible extradition to the U.S. Yesterday, his wife Mandy told the bail hearing she never saw her husband receive expensive gifts like watches or large cash drops as payment. On Wednesday, Paradkar himself made his pitch to be released on bail until his extradition hearing, saying he'd go on around-the-clock house arrest and GPS monitoring. The Crown has argued Paradkar has extraordinary incentive to flee. The U.S. is ramping up pressure on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. A day after seizing a Venezuelan oil tanker, the White House has now laid sanctions against 6 more ships. Those ships are alleged to have been carrying Venezuelan oil. Along with the ships, members of President Maduro's family were also put on a sanctions list. The U.S. is signaling more seizures are possible in the coming weeks. President Maduro claims U.S. President Donald Trump is acting against his regime to control Venezuelan oil. The Thompson and Weston families have cleared the final hurdle on the road to buying the Hudson's Bay Company's Royal Charter. An Ontario court has given HBC permission to sell the 355-year-old document to the 2 families for $18 million. The families plan to jointly donate it to the Archives of Manitoba, the Manitoba Museum, the Canadian Museum of History, and the Royal Ontario Museum. The families want the charter to first go on display here in Winnipeg, where HBC opened its first store in 1881 on Main Street at York Avenue. Mexico City's Main Avenue is turning red as the country showcases its international symbol of Christmas. Poinsettia growers work all year long to make sure their flowers are blooming in time for Christmas Eve. In Mexico, they're called the Christmas Eve flower. They got the name poinsettia from former U.S. Ambassador to Mexico, Joel R. Poinsett, who once sent samples home to Philadelphia. They're, of course, now a worldwide sensation. Here's a look now what's going on Portage Avenue. It looks like things are moving well over here. The streets are snow covered in some parts of the city, though, so be mindful of that when you head out this morning. If you see any issues out there, let us know, please. And here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.27. The provincial average is at $1.14. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.12. And the lowest price in the city is $1.09. All this info is on gasbuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your car today.
Ainsley McPhail is live with the City of Winnipeg. We're going to learn more about safety at this time of year, safety when shoveling as well. Tips to keep in mind. Stay with us.
Weather is brought to you by Garage Masters, your complete garage specialists.
I was just saying to Director Kim, who was scolding me for not having my mitts, which I should, that it's actually feeling rather pleasant out here. It doesn't look that way based on the graphic we're showing you. It is -18 with that wind chill, feels more like -29. But when you're dressed decently, it's not terrible. It's overcast. There's 1 or 2 kind of errant snowflakes falling. The last of that low pressure system that's been spreading light snow over southern Manitoba. The barometric pressure is rising. The humidity sits at 75%. So northern Manitoba, you're in for likely a snowy day ahead. A low pressure system is spreading that snowfall, most concentrated over the northeast. Still a slight chance of that flurry activity to the northwest. Temperatures in that region cool, below seasonal in the low 20s, excuse me. Very cool wind chills this hour, feeling more like -35. For us here in southern Manitoba, we too have some chilly wind chills. We'll be getting up to a below seasonal high in Winnipeg of -19. Light snowfall in the morning, more sunshine into the afternoon, and those very strong northwesterly winds persisting. I'm going to throw it on over to CTV's Ainsley McPhail, who's getting some holiday safety tips.
Good morning, Catherine. This is the perfect transition. And if you are dressed decently, it isn't terrible. Last time I was joining Patrick McGinnis, I forgot my mittens. So it was a segment of what not to do. Today we're learning about safety once again. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are seeing when it comes to cardiac events and snow shoveling.
Well, thanks for having me on, first of all. What we see with cardiac events is a lot of chest pain, shortness of breath, some dizziness. So it's very important that when you're out shoveling the snow, just to take it lightly. You know, if you have the long snowfall, go out multiple times throughout the day or throughout the evening to shovel the snow. That way there's less snow to shovel. Also, push the snow. Don't lift the snow. is also very, very important. But mainly it's chest pain, shortness of breath, some dizziness. So if you ever feel like that, stop what you're doing, get to a position of rest, and call 911 immediately.
And this can happen quite rapidly, or it can happen afterwards too, when you're home.
Yes, it can. It's very important to monitor your symptoms. After you've gone in, you've taken all your stuff off, and you're sitting down. After the next few hours, just monitor for symptoms after. And once again, things like dizziness, back pain, chest pain, give us a call, 911, right away.
And stay hydrated. Another big message for you guys.
Very, very big message. Dehydration is the #1 cause of a lot of things, including falls and among other things. So drink lots of water. Drink enough water so when you go to the bathroom, your urine is light yellow or even clear. And then you know you've had enough water.
Any winter weather tips that you'd have for people in order to dress for the conditions?
Starts with footwear. Wear some good warm boots with a good non-slip sole. Maybe even get some portable slip-on spikes that you can buy on Amazon. Of course, wear a good parka, ski pants, a good toque, mitts, and the minute you start feeling cold, those fingers start feeling tingly or numb, it's time to head inside.
Perfect, because my fingers are starting to be tingly and numb. It's like you called it. Oh my gosh, my nose is running. I wanted to tell you guys something too. These are opaque tights. I'm not just bare legs out in minus whatever it is. We'll see you guys after the break. We're going inside.
Looking at the early markets, the Dow Jones is up overnight. The Nasdaq is trading lower. The S&P index is flat. The loonie increased to 72.70 cents U.S. The Hang Seng added 446 points, and the Nikkei jumped 687. Good morning. It is 6:46. A Winnipeg family is marking a difficult anniversary today. On December 12th, 2 years ago, 81-year-old Earl Moberg disappeared while on a walk in North Kildonan. He had advanced dementia at the time. Since then, members of Moberg's family have been pressing the Manitoba and federal governments to introduce a national silver alert system, which would be activated when vulnerable seniors go missing. An online petition signed by more than 7,300 people made it to the House of Commons on November the 1st. It calls on the government to establish a silver alert system that notifies mobile phones based on geography when a vulnerable senior goes missing, similar to Amber Alerts for missing children. Small businesses in Manitoba can now apply for a rebate to combat theft and cover costs from break-ins. The province says the rebates are worth up to $2,500 per location. As CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, eligible expenses include installing security systems, replacing broken windows and doors, and repairing damage from arson.
A line, sewer, and water used to work out of this office building, but now owner Jesse McDowell and his staff work from home.
No one would feel safe working from here.
They made the move after a series of break-ins last year where the damage and theft totaled more than $100,000. So from a safety and financial standpoint, it didn't make sense to stay.
There was a security system. It was actually stolen as well, so everything was gone.
With theft and vandalism still a big problem, the province is offering small businesses some financial help.
This is a major fund.
Retroactive to August 23, 2024, businesses can apply for a maximum $2,500 rebate per location to cover costs for security and repairs. Eligible expenses include security and doorbell cameras, alarm systems, motion detectors, window protection, broken windows, broken doors and locks, and insurance deductibles related to damage repairs.
This rebate will help make things like glass break sensors, reinforced doors, impact-resistant glass, and motion sensors more affordable.
Claims can also be made for damage related to forced entry and arson. The rebate is welcome news from business groups, including the restaurant industry, who were plagued by arsons this year.
It's going to be a real good step forward. It's a great start block to be able to move forward in keeping our businesses safer.
The up to $2,500 per location rebate will provide practical, immediate relief for businesses.
The province has set aside $10 million for the program. Jesse McDowell says $2,500 is a drop in the bucket and feels the money could be better used elsewhere.
$10 million, I feel, would probably be a lot better used, invested into stopping this from happening, putting it into the first responders.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
It's your last chance to make a claim in the settlement of a bread price-fixing case. The $500 million class action lawsuit accused Loblaw and its parent company of engaging in an industry-wide scheme to fix the price of bread. Canadians must submit an online claim today to be a part of the payout. It's eligible for anyone who bought packaged bread between January 2001 and December 2021. Those who file a claim could receive $25 within 6 to 12 months. The Boston Bruins paid a visit to Winnipeg Thursday evening to play the Jets. The Jets were hoping to stop a 2-game losing skid. Morgan Barron of the Jets notched the game's first goal with about 14 minutes remaining in the first period. Goals for the Jets also came from Alex Iafallo and Gabe Vilardi, who scored this one shorthanded with about 2 minutes left in the second. That goal brought the Jets to within 1 goal. That's as close as they got. The Bruins were ahead 5-3 when they scored this last-second empty netter, winning 6-3 and handing the Jets their 3rd straight loss. The Jets continue their homestand with a game against Washington Saturday with puck drop at 6 p.m. Some road closures to remind you about this morning. The northbound middle lane and both curb lanes are closed on Main Street between Chief Peguis Trail and Armstrong. The eastbound curb lane on the Nairn overpass will be closed from Watt to Gray following the rush. And the median lanes will be closed on Inkster between Aikens and Salter. If you see any other problems out there, let us know, please.
A chilly start to your Friday. It's minus 18 degrees with that wind chill feeling closer to minus 29. Overcast and breezy with northwest early winds at 28 kilometers per hour. Pressure on the rise, humidity at 75%. We will be getting a taste of the sunshine here in southern Manitoba, but we're going to deal with a cloudy and slightly snowy morning first. You can see on our radar a good amount of cloud coverage blanketing mostly just the eastern portion of the province. Meanwhile, we have been dealing with some light snow here in the south. That'll be the case in the north as well. A low pressure system likely spreading some light snow or flurry activity through this region. Temperatures chilly at minus 20 in Thompson and Gillam, minus 18 in Island Lake, downright balmy in Churchill at minus 12. A less of a chance of some flurry activity to the northwest, but a chance nonetheless. Chilly and overcast for you as well. Minus 21 degrees in Opaskwayak, Cree Nation and the Paw, minus 20 in Flin Flon as well. Quite cool in Lynn Lake, minus 23 degrees your high on this Friday. Southwestern Manitoba, lots of sunshine for you. That's the good news. While you could be dealing, and are actually, I should mention, there's already a little bit of snowfall for you. That'll taper off early this morning. Temperatures quite chilly at minus 22 degrees across the board, except in Nipoa, where it's even cooler at minus 23 with lots of sunshine. For us here, some cloud coverage to kick us off, some snowfall. That'll taper off, leaving behind a bit of sunshine for us here in Winnipeg. Minus 19 degrees across the board. Northwestern Ontario, warmer highs in certain areas like Kenora at minus 13 and minus 11 in Dryden. Chance for some flurry activity in that neck of the woods as well. Overnight tonight, temperatures dipping down even further to minus 25 degrees. With that wind chill, though, it'll likely feel closer to minus 30 at times. And then tomorrow, an Arctic air mass cools us down even further. Minus 20 is the high with lots of sunshine. Quite frigid overnight with minus 27 degrees. And again, that wind chill quite strong, making it feel closer to minus 35. Sunday, though, we're moving in the right direction. Minus 13 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. And into the start of next work week, we're closer to what's typical with a high of minus 11.
Thanks, Catherine. Let's check in now on Gabby at Bounce 99.9. Good morning, Gabby. Happy Friday.
Yeah, we made it, Rochelle. We're actually talking Santa. We did. We're talking Santa photos this morning on Bounce 99.9. I was supposed to take Alec to get a Santa photo yesterday at Cabela's. It was a whole thing. Jeff booked it for me. Poor Alec ends up getting diarrhea.
Oh, no.
You can't take a kid to get a Santa photo when they have diarrhea. So we stayed home, but Bo shared one yesterday, and it's hilarious. I think we have it here.
Oh,
this is Bo, sweet little Bo.
Which
and his
one?
brother Klaus.
Oh,
and
sweet.
Bo is the older one.
Okay.
Klaus is the little one. But look at Santa,
Santa's.
Rochelle. Their Uncle Ziggy.
Yeah.
Terrifying?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he looks like he's out of a horror movie. He's apparently the nicest person, but that switch by his side for spanking would say otherwise. But I hear you also have some photos of Santa with your kids from the past that we'd like to see.
Yeah, when they were littles, and we'll take a look at it right now. It's one of my favorite photos of the holidays, actually, because it's one of those things that you hope your kids will be okay, but when they're not, like my daughter's freaking out, as I don't know if you can see it, Gabby, but she's just screaming her brains out. And my son is going like, what is going on? I don't know what to do with her, and I don't know who this guy is that I'm sitting on either. You can just tell by his face. He's completely uncomfortable. And Santa, well, he looks like he just wants to go back to the North Pole. But it's like one of my favorite. My daughter can't. I take it out and put it on my banister during the holiday season. And she's like, why do you have to take that one out? It's so cute.
They're all grown up and ashamed now. Yeah. Oh, that's too funny. Precious memories, right?
Yes.
But there's something about the Santa photo that brings out the terror in every child, no matter what Santa looks like. So this morning, I will say that to all the Santas out there, thank you for your work. You truly are patient people. Oh, well, Rochelle, I hope you guys have a great Friday. Great chatting with you as always.
Thanks, Gabby. Have a good weekend. A new scientific journal is showing that resident killer whales and dolphins have developed a unique bond. CTV's Andy Garland explains.
It was an accidental run-in with something they've never seen before for researchers with UBC and Dalhousie University.
We were there to study just the feeding behavior of the northern resident killer whales.
You discover things you never expected.
And what they witnessed in 2020 while in the Johnstone Strait off northern Vancouver Island was that the killer whales were feeding on Chinook salmon, and they were working together with Pacific white-sided dolphins.
When a killer whale started its dive, often there was a dolphin ahead of it, and so the killer whale was actually following the dolphin.
Researchers knew the pair hung out, but assumed dolphins were there to either harass, play, or even try and steal some fish from the killer whales.
We never expected to see this level of cooperation. And we're just astounded. There's absolutely no aggression between them.
Customized animal tracking solution tags, or CATs, were placed on killer whales, which collects audio and video, as well as other data, and gave researchers insight into how these two species would go after salmon together.
They were hearing the dolphins echolocating, trying to find Chinook salmon, which are too big for them to capture themselves, but they're perfect targets for them to identify and find. And then the killer whale would take over to do the kill.
The killer whales would resurface and share its kill with others from its pod.
We see that, the dolphins are going after the scraps. So both species are kind of getting salmon.
Another theory researchers have to why these two have a mutual bond is that the resident killer whales are acting like bodyguards from Big's killer whales who prey on dolphins.
As long as the whales are hanging out with the dolphins have some protection.
Researchers plan on collecting more data and hope this will prompt others to share information that they've seen on the unexpected relationship between these two.
And this probably started well over 1,000 years ago. It's not a new trick.
Andy Garland, CTV News.
That's fascinating. Hey ho, the Festival du Voyageur is getting ready for another year, and we want you to go. Toe-tapping music, snow sculptures, treats, and more highlight the annual festival. And what better stocking stuffer than some tickets? Your Morning Winnipeg has a family day pass for 4 to give away this week. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, and don't forget to enter the keyword fiddle. Good luck. It's Friday, December 12th. Today, Rink time cut. Parents slam Southdale for cutting 100 hours of ice, and how the community center is responding to backlash. Plus, rising rent realities. CMHC data shows rent climbing again despite more units and higher vacancies. And tree tradition grows. A rental tree trend takes off as families return each year for the same living tree. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning. It's 7 o'clock on your Friday. Happy Friday to you, Manitoba. Thank you so much for tuning in to Your Morning Winnipeg. And we have a lot in the next couple of hours. At 7:52, we're going to tell you about Red Moon Road. They're a Manitoba band. They're putting on a special concert that is family friendly tomorrow afternoon. It's a holiday concert. And sometimes those lights and the loud music can be a little much for some people. And so they're toning it down so that everybody can enjoy it. It's a more relaxed kind of feel. So we're going to tell you more about that show as well as performance right here in studio.
Very nice.
But snow drifts this morning as I was driving in. It wasn't really fun to drive in this stuff.
No, it certainly hasn't been. Those winds are so strong, whipping around. All that snow we've had the last couple of days. We've had that kind of series of low pressure systems. They've been light. They've been spreading that light snowfall through southern Manitoba, and it's likely going to be tapering off this morning here in the south. It's minus 18 degrees. That wind chill quite frigid at minus 29. It is overcast. Rochelle mentioned those snow drifts. That's care of those strong northwesterly winds at 28 kilometers per hour. Pressure on the rise, humidity at 75%. Winds will be strong throughout the day out of the northwest, and we will be also getting some sunshine in due time. However, as you can see, we kind of have like a two-faced thing going on with our province. The east dealing with a good amount of cloud coverage, while it's much clearer to the west. As the day progresses, while we will be losing that snowfall, the north not so lucky. So this is the system that's been bringing it. It's enveloping much of Manitoba, as you can see. As the day progresses, it swirls and pushes off into the northeast. So it's lifting out of Winnipeg likely before even noontime, leaving behind a good amount of sunshine to southern Manitoba, but really hovering over that northeast corner, spreading more flurries or maybe some light snowfall to that neck of the woods off and on throughout the day and overnight. And as you can see into tomorrow, you're starting off with it really planting itself quite stubborn, won't be moving out, while we'll be dealing with lots of sunshine through the weekend. The bad news is it's not packing a ton of heat with the sunshine. Today it'll be chilly at minus 19 degrees. Tomorrow even cooler at minus 20. But we get a little bit of that warmth back on Sunday under a mix of sun and cloud with a high of minus 13. Your weather art of the day drawn by 6-year-old Evelyn. They are enjoying this snowfall, I believe. So let's all take on Evelyn's attitude in her weather art. And if you have any photos of your kids' weather-themed artwork, we'd love to see them because we're featuring one every day here on Your Morning Winnipeg. We're running a little dry on entries, so send them our way by email to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
The Weather Art of the Day is brought to you by 103.1 Virgin Radio.
There's outrage from parents, teams, and coaches over news Southdale Community Centre is temporarily closing its rinks in January to accommodate a film crew. The move will wipe out 100 hours of ice time. And as CTV's Joseph Bernacki reports, many are slamming the publicly funded facility for putting profits over people.
Very disappointed, frustrated.
Hockey parent Laura McMillan's 13-year-old son and his team will be off the ice in Southdale Community Centre for weeks in order to accommodate a film crew in January, and the timing couldn't be worse.
I'm the manager for his hockey team too, so I'm the one in charge of finding all the practice ice and tournaments and things like that. I know how much time and effort goes into it.
Hockey Winnipeg and the St. Boniface Minor Hockey Association released a joint statement Wednesday saying the closure will result in the loss of 100 hours of activity that has already been scheduled.
I can only imagine how the individual families are feeling about this. You want to be playing in the facility that you know, in your neighborhood where you live.
Southdale Community Centre declined to comment, but Hockey Winnipeg says the centre's West Rink will be closed from January 3rd to 23rd, while their East Rink will be closed from January 12th to the 16th. They say it is to accommodate a curling movie, but Ian McCartan points out ice has been booked for months and is a commodity.
I think that some more advance notice and some more open communication about this could have gone a long way.
McMillan says she found out about the closure through word of mouth. Now she is scrambling to find her team a place to play in January. She's reached out to Niverville, Stonewall, and other rinks in Winnipeg to find ice time.
Now I've got to try and get more than one kid to different places all at once. And it's farther. We're adding on half-hour to an hour-long commutes. What sense does that make?
McMillan questions the reasoning behind the move and says her son is super disappointed.
It's his chance to get out with friends. They get off screen time, get some athletic, they get their training, and now all of that's gone. And for what? For somebody to make a little bit of money.
Joseph Bernacki, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Southdale Community Centre addressed the concerns last night on social media, saying in part, quote, the decision to allow filming at the centre was made with many factors in mind. The fees received will help offset any increased costs and debts that we face annually to operate our centre. They clarify the upcoming closure details and say 71 of the 100 hours lost have been returned to programming. The man accused of an arson spree in Winnipeg is facing more charges for 3 additional fires set around the city. 35-year-old Jesse Wheatland was arrested last month in connection to multiple arsons at several restaurants, businesses, and offices. Now, Winnipeg police alleged Wheatland also started fires near the Disraeli Freeway in August, on Cordon Avenue on November 2nd, and on Nairn Avenue on November 3rd. Police rearrested Wheatland at Milner Ridge Correctional Center Tuesday and charged him with 3 additional counts of arson. He remains in custody and is scheduled to appear in court today. None of the charges have been proven in court. The flooding in BC is only getting worse. Evacuation zones have expanded as entire regions are cut off by the rising water levels.
We came up a foot and a half in the last 15, 20 minutes.
You can see we're trying to get our cars out so we don't lose our cars. I mean, look, you can see 20 minutes ago there was nothing there.
The hardest hit area is Sumas Prairie in Abbotsford, overtaken by water that's surging across the U.S. border. As evacuation orders expand, police have been going door to door asking people to pack up. The city of Abbotsford has declared a local state of emergency. The flooding has triggered several rock slides. A flood warning remains in effect today for the Sumas River, including spillover from the Nooksack River in Washington state. And with rain in the forecast for today and much of next week, officials are worried things will only get worse.
Condition did deteriorate a little bit over the course of the next few hours, which resulted in us calling North Shore Rescue and Talon helicopters.
5 people and 4 dogs needed to be rescued after getting trapped on an island on the flooded Chilliwack River. The group was camping out on the island when water levels spiked. Chilliwack Search and Rescue tried for hours but couldn't safely get to them. A North Shore Rescue helicopter was then called in to hoist them out. Rob Lance has made it official. He is stepping down as the interim premier of PEI to run for the permanent role.
The parties found this window to open up the leadership contest, and I made the decision on that 100% on Monday after the by-election that, I think Islanders still have confidence in this government, and I want to have a role in that.
In order to run for leader of PEI's PC party, he needed to resign from the role. Lance has had the job since February when Dennis King abruptly stepped down. Now the party is looking ahead to the leadership convention and votes set to happen early in the new year. Deputy Premier Blois Thompson will be sworn into the top job today. He will be the island's 3rd premier this year. An Australian skydiver somehow survived this jump. Here's what happened. The skydiver was hanging out the plane's door when the handle to his reserve chute got snagged. The chute opened and wrapped around the plane's tail. The skydiver was left dangling 4,500 meters in the air. He managed to cut himself loose and landed using his main chute. Australia's Transport Safety Bureau released the video after an investigation. It found the plane wasn't loaded with the right weight and balance calculations. Here's a look at what's happening outside on the street at Confusion Corner. You can see the streets are snow covered in this part of the city and pretty much outside the city as well. So be mindful of that when you head in this morning. If you have any traffic tips to share with us, please text them.
Lululemon says Chief Executive Officer Calvin McDonald is stepping down as the pricey yoga wear brand looks to reignite growth amid pressure from upstart competition and its founder. McDonald will depart the company at the end of January. The chair of the board, Marty Morfitt, will take over on an expanded role for now as executive chair. Meanwhile, Lululemon reported net income of US $306.8 million during its 3rd quarter, down from $351.9 in the same period last year. Broadcom, a chip company vying with NVIDIA for AI computing revenue, slumped after its sales outlook for the red-hot market failed to meet investors' lofty expectations. The shares fell in pre-market trading on Friday following unsettling commentary from the chief executive officer Hock Tan on a conference call. He said the company has a backlog of $73 billion in AI product orders that will be shipped over the next 6 quarters, a number that disappointed some investors, but Tan sought to clarify the figure that it was a minimum. And President Donald Trump is expected to direct his administration to move to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug, according to people familiar with the matter, a move that could represent one of the biggest shifts in U.S. policy toward cannabis in decades. Reclassification would make it easier to buy and sell cannabis, delivering a major victory for companies and investors in that sector, as well as patients who use it. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
All right, let's go now to Ainsley McPhail, who's live at the City of Winnipeg this morning. We have some important reminders about safety during the holidays. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. We're live from Station 11. Michelle, I'm going to tell you a quick Christmas tale about a 13-year-old girl named Ainsley. She wanted to make popcorn, so she put olive oil on the stove for an extensive period of time, which went rancid, and boom. this happened. Then she thought, oh no, what am I going to do? So she took the nearest water and she put it on there, which ignited a larger flame. Probably not the best idea to have some tinder over top of it. And new windows and doors for her parents. That sounds like an expensive problem. The largest, she looks like she's getting burnt too. So the largest cause of residential home fires, and well over 100 of them every year. We're going to be heading to the kitchen during this holiday season. Keep that in mind.
I really love that fictional story you just told, Ainsley. Is it fiction, though? I'm not sure. All right. Let's go out to the rooftop.
I have a non-fictional one. Same thing. Wanted to deep fry something as a teen.
Yeah.
So just tried to boil a pot of oil. And it was fine, but lessons were learned. Let's go with that. Alrighty, lesson learned about bundle up this morning because it's a little bit snowy and quite chilly. Minus 19 degrees with the wind chill, feeling more like minus 30. It's overcast and we're seeing some light snow pickup here in the downtown region. Strong winds out of the northwest at 22 kilometers per hour. Barometric pressure is rising, humidity at 79%. So we're going to be dealing with some light snow throughout the morning, very light and likely very short-lived. Much of the south will be then dealing with lots of sunshine, particularly in the southwest, where temperatures will be quite frigid into the low minus 20s, while we here in Winnipeg closer to minus 19. Give or take a couple degrees, we're pretty similar. Meanwhile, the winds will be very strong out of the northwest at 30, gusting at times to 50. To the north, a pretty stubborn low pressure system, the one that's sprinkling this light snow, likely to really hover over the northeast corner, spreading some more flurry activity today and tonight. Temperatures there also quite cool with highs into the low minus 20s, but of course with that wind chill, it's feeling closer to minus 35. So bundle up if you must head outside today.
Weather is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Open late, ready when you are.
Well, a little earlier, I showed you one of my favorite Santa photos. And so for our question of the day, we want to know, what's your most memorable photo with Santa? Please share your photo with us as well. You can text your answer and your photo to 10400. Make sure to follow the automated instructions so we can feature your response. And don't forget to include your name. At Your Morning Winnipeg, we're all about celebrating your amazing pets, furry, feathered, or scaly. Your Pet of the Week submissions have been amazing. We want to see more. Whether it's dogs, cats, birds, or any other pet pals, send them our way. Drop your pet photos and a fun little story about them to petoftheweek@ctv.ca. Catch us every Thursday to find out if your pet is our Pet of the Week on Your Morning Winnipeg. We're going to take a quick break over here, but look at Notre Dame Avenue. You can see it's snow-covered and slippery in some parts, too. We'll be right back.
We all know just how cold Manitoba winters can be. Imagine not having a winter coat, boots, a toque, or mitts, and stepping out into the cold. That's the reality for many kids. But you can change that. Give the gift of warmth. Donate to Coats for Kids.
Good morning. A sexual assault lawsuit involving a former Manitoba and National Grand Chief has been dropped. In September, we reported Phil Fontaine was accused of sexually assaulting a child on a school trip in the 1970s. The lawsuit brought forward by the alleged victim listed Fontaine and the Saugeen Education Authority as co-defendants. However, a new filing this week by the plaintiff discontinued the legal action, but didn't state a reason for the move. Fontaine did not file a statement of defense, and none of the claims were tested in court. CTV News has reached out to the legal counsel for the involved parties for comment. Toronto police say they have identified the serial killer responsible for murdering 3 women in the 1980s and 90s.
On December the 3rd, 2025, the Center of Forensic Sciences identified a man named Kenneth Smith as the offender in the murders of 3 women.
Kenneth Smith died in Windsor, Ontario in 2019. Police used investigative genetic genealogy to link him to DNA connected with the murders of Christine Prince, Claire Sampson, and Gracelyn Greenidge. Many Canadians appear to be struggling with the increasing cost of rent.
We want to make a life here, but we're doing all the right things, but we're still falling behind. And it's not a sustainable situation.
The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation has released its annual rental market report. It shows that despite an increase in purpose-built rentals and an increase in the vacancy rate, there has not been a corresponding drop in the average price of rent. The average rent for a 2-bedroom purpose-built rental unit was $1,050 a month, which is an increase of 5.1%. The average rent for a 2-bedroom condo was $2,300. To get back to pre-pandemic rent prices, the CMHC says housing starts need to double. They were down 17% in October compared to the month before. Here's a look at what's happening now on St. Mary's Road. You can see things have already picked up over here, slow moving as well, as the streets are snow covered as well as slippery out there. So be mindful of that. Please give yourself some extra stopping distance.
Traffic is brought to you by Mr. Lube Plus Tires. Open late, ready when you are.
In entertainment news, the Royal Winnipeg Ballet's Nutcracker kicks off next Friday, and we're learning about what's new for this year's production. Guest performers include the Ivan Flet Memorial Dancers and Rusalka Ukrainian Dance Ensemble. And the company announced some of the celebrity guests who will appear throughout the run. That includes Juno-nominated singer Begonia, Grammy nominee Rhonda Head, and the one and only Dancing Gabe. Nutcracker returns to the Centennial Concert Hall from December 19th to the 23rd, as well as the 26th and 27th. Tickets are available at rwb.org. Some familiar faces may soon be returning to the Hunger Games prequel. Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson are reportedly planning to play Katniss Everdeen and Peeta Mellark in the upcoming film Sunrise on the Reaping. The movie is based on Suzanne Collins' novel, which details the events of the 50th Hunger Games, 24 years before Katniss and Peeta made their first appearance in the killing field. Although Lionsgate is rather tight-lipped about Lawrence and Hutcherson's cameos, the book has these characters present in some sort of flash forward. Sunrise on the Reaping is expected to hit the big screens in November. Time magazine says 2025 is when artificial intelligence roared into view and has named the architects of AI as their Person of the Year. The magazine will have 2 covers, one with the letters A and I under construction. The second featuring 8 tech titans on a beam like the famous 1930s photograph Lunch Atop a Skyscraper, featuring iron workers during the construction of the building now known as 30 Rockefeller Plaza. The group in the recreation includes CEOs of companies like OpenAI, Meta, Tesla, Anthropic, and NVIDIA.
The CTV Primetime lineup is brought to you by Strictly Amish, exclusively in Arborg, Manitoba.
Kick off your Friday night with Happy's Place and Stumble at 7. Hell's Kitchen is on at 8 and Boston Blue follows at 9. It's all right here tonight on CTV.
The Bathfitter Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years.
Casting our eye to the sky, a chilly, somewhat snowy kickoff to your Friday. Minus 19 degrees. That wind chill even cooler than last hour. Feeling more like minus 30. It's overcast and again a couple light snowflakes falling in the city. Winds are out of the northwest. Pressure rising, humidity at 79%. I think one of the big takeaways today are those winds. They are going to be very fast and furious out of the northwest today. They're really ramping up those wind chill values all throughout Manitoba, and we don't need it, let's just say, because we're already dealing with some pretty cool values even without that factor thrown in. I'll step out so that you can see. Minus 21 degrees in Morden and Winkler, minus 24 in Brandon and Dauphin. Chillier still in Swan River and the Paw at minus 25. Why does this clicker not like me today? There we go. Temperatures in some regions to the north a little bit chillier, minus 25 in the Paw, but factor in the wind chill and it is quite oppressive in Thompson and Lynn Lake and Flin Flon for that matter, minus 36 degree. The Paw feeling more like minus 40. Yikes, please, if you must spend time outside, bundle up and take those precautions because this is the dangerous frostbite territory. In terms of our skies, we're going to be dealing with some cloud cover to kick off the day. A good amount of eastern Manitoba is, as you can see here. We're kind of split down the middle. Sunshine will be on the way for us, but certainly as the kids head out, it'll likely still be a little bit snowy and cloudy, minus 19 degrees. Sunny as they take lunch, and that very stubborn mercury not changing too much, actually getting cooler at minus 20. Minus 19 is our high with that little bit of sunshine. Tomorrow we get plenty more, but temperatures cool off. Your Skywatch picture of the day, a lovely one, snapped in St. Boniface by Sonia. Very Christmassy. Thanks for sending that in, and you can keep your weather pictures coming, Christmas or otherwise, to Winnipeg Weather at ctv.ca.
Thanks, Catherine. Deck the halls for your chance to win and be featured on Your Morning Winnipeg. Here at Your Morning, we love the sights of the season, and we want to see how you've decorated for the holidays. All those nutcrackers, lights, and trees could help you win a $500 gift card from Red River Co-op and have a chance to show off your holiday house live on Your Morning Winnipeg with a visit from Ainsley McPhail. To enter, head to our contest page at ctvwinnipeg.ca, fill out the form, and submit some pictures. Good luck. Christmas trees are synonymous with the holiday season. For many, a real Christmas tree is a bit of a hassle. As CTV's Brendan Purdy shows us, an alternative rental tree option is growing.
From a humble beginning, Mike Farlinger has dragged his passion project into a reality. How many trees did you guys rent out your first year of renting trees?
I think like 10.
The idea, to give people a sustainable option for a Christmas tree, was simple.
Instead of getting a Christmas tree every year and basically throwing it out or getting a plastic tree, we thought, you know, we could really rent these throughout their life cycle.
What started as a Christmas tree rental service on Facebook Marketplace has now sprouted into a tradition for hundreds of families around Edmonton. A visit to Farlinger Farms to pick out their temporary Christmas tree.
It's like an adventure for them, right? So that's fun to see kids out there having an adventure and not sitting inside playing video games.
Part of the adventure, selecting the same tree year after year, from little more than a sapling to a 7-footer.
It's kind of cool, and like a lot of people, they like to have the same tree if they can.
Once they hit about 7 to 9 feet tall, the trees outgrow the rental cycle. That's when some families extend a branch to make their yard the tree's forever home.
They get it for the Christmas season, keep it in their yard, and then they plant it. So, you know, we've got people that are coming back for they get a tree, they plant it, and then they come back for another tree.
Like the trees, the Farlingers rental service has continued to grow year over year, something that could be spurred on with the city recently chopping their curbside tree pickup. For those first-time tree renters, there's no shortage of evergreen options.
There's a lot of them to pick from, about 7,000.
The Farlingers providing a temporary option to help make the holidays a little more festive. Brendan Purdy, CTV News, Edmonton.
It's time now for this week's Adorable Adoptables. We begin with Toby. The sweet 2-year-old cat has a friendly nature and affectionate personality. Toby always greets visitors with a gentle purr and inviting nuzzle. Next up is Clarice. This shy 5-year-old dog is still getting her bearings around new people, but does enjoy cuddling with a friendly face. And meet Max, a 5-year-old pooch. Max enjoys spending time outside, walks well on a leash, and is learning new tricks. If you think you can offer any of these animals a good home, just head down to the Winnipeg Humane Society or give them a call. The number is there on your screen. Coming up, we're learning all about safety in the kitchen. Stay with us for more. Let's go back now to Ainsley McPhail. We're learning all about safety in the kitchen. Many people will be spending time there this holiday season, of course, prepping for meals, and we want them to be safe. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. It's the perfect reminder. Justin Kutzek joins us to tell us all about just how prevalent it is here in our city. So fires inside the home, inside the kitchen. How often is this happening, Justin?
Yeah, so kitchen fires are the #1 cause of residential home fires. So it's really important that, we're being mindful in the kitchen. We're not getting distracted, because usually that's what the cause is. People start cooking something, and the next thing you know, they look at their phone or they start watching a TV show. Then they're wondering, what's that smell of smoke? Why is my smoke alarm going off? Next thing you know, they look in their kitchen and their kitchen's on fire. So it's super important just to, be mindful, set timers for yourself if you are someone who is forgetful.
Mm-hmm. And you have a bit of a demo here. I had it on earlier on the show.
Yeah, so what we got here is one of our little mock-up kitchens here that we take on presentations just to show people, what to do in the event of a fire and what to do to prevent fires. So, if we've got our little pot here that's going, whenever you're cooking, it's always important to make sure you have, oven mitts handy, have a lid or a pizza pan, a cookie sheet, something that you can use to put this fire out. The first thing most people want to gravitate to and go to is grabbing water. That's the worst thing you can do for a kitchen fire. It's going to make it a lot worse. So all you're going to do is just simply use this as a shield, slide this over top, shut your element off, and then just take this pot off of the stove and let it cool off completely. If you're not sure, get outside, call 911.
Before we wrap up the segment, you also have some other tips in mind for little ones in the kitchen?
Yeah, so, include your kids in the kitchen, right? They're curious, they want to learn, so include them, but just make sure that you're around, make sure they're not playing with the knobs. For instance, here, you want to turn this pan in like that, so if they don't want to go and grab something, but just involve them in the kitchen and teach them the do's and don'ts of when you're in the kitchen.
Justin, thank you so much. I'm going to write that down. Don't leave hot pan. Don't put water on fire. Back to you.
What usable news, Ainsley? Thank you so much. I'm joshing. Actually, it feels like common sense, but sometimes it's not. We've all been in one of those situations where those kitchen situations get out of hand quick. It's chilly out there. It's minus 19 degrees. That wind chill feeling more like minus 30. Slightly overcast, a little bit snowy to kick us off. Winds are out of the northwest. Pressure is rising. Humidity sits at 79%. A little bit of snowfall to kick us off. Care of this low pressure system that's starting to push into the northeast. I should show you on the map. Leaving behind a little bit of cloud coverage. As you can see, we've kind of got a line down the center of our province where the east is dealing with lots of overcast conditions, while the west gets lots of sunshine. We too will get some sunshine, I should preface. We'll deal with clouds and some light snowfall to kick off the day, and then some periods of sunshine into the afternoon. Below seasonal high of minus 19 degrees as those temperatures fall throughout the day. Northwest winds are the other real factor today, not only just here in Winnipeg, but all throughout the province. 30 gusting at times to 50 kilometers per hour, so quite fast and furious, and that low chance of flurries off and on throughout the morning. Overnight tonight, temperatures dipping down to minus 25 degrees. Those northwesterly winds staying strong, and that slight chance of flurries likely, though we're staying dry. Into tomorrow, an Arctic air mass starting to push off into our region, bringing lots of sunshine, but also some very chilly conditions. Minus 20 degrees, that wind chill will be quite frosty in the morning, feeling more like minus 30 under those northwesterly winds and clear sunny skies. Into Sunday, we start to warm up a little bit, minus 13 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud. And look how nice it looks on Monday with that mix of sun and cloud, and minus 11. Tuesday, apologies, that should be 0. I wish our high was 1, but still above seasonal, lots of sunshine. So that is the bright spot of next week.
Thank you, Catherine. Small businesses in Manitoba can now apply for a rebate to combat theft and cover costs from break-ins.
There was a security system. It was actually stolen as well, so everything was gone.
A line, sewer, and water left the premises it had been working out of after a series of break-ins last year. The damage and theft totaled more than $100,000. They now work from home. With theft and vandalism still a big problem among many Winnipeg businesses, the province is offering small businesses some financial help.
This rebate will help make things like glass break sensors, reinforced doors, impact-resistant glass, and motion sensors more affordable.
The rebates, worth up to $2,500 per location, are retroactive to August 2024. The province has set aside $10 million for the program. More details can be found at our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca. A Winnipeg family is marking a difficult anniversary today. On December 12th, 2 years ago, 81-year-old Earl Moberg disappeared while on a walk in North Kildonan. He had advanced dementia at the time. Since then, members of Moberg's family have been pressing the Manitoba and federal government to introduce a national silver alert system, which would be activated when vulnerable seniors go missing. An online petition signed by more than 7,300 people made it to the House of Commons on November 1st. It calls on the government to establish a silver alert system that notifies mobile phones based on geography when a vulnerable senior goes missing, similar to Amber Alerts for missing children. A train ride from Toronto to Ottawa turned into an overnight journey for about 100 Via Rail passengers.
There was a sense of camaraderie, and people were trying to sleep on the floor, and they did bring snacks. It's just the absolute lack of transparency.
Two Via trains left Toronto Wednesday night at 7 p.m. for what was supposed to be a 4-hour ride. 2 hours into the trip, the train stopped just outside of Brockville because another train heading to Toronto from Montreal had broken down. At this point, there were 3 trains stuck. People on the train that broke down were moved to one of the Ottawa-bound trains. They arrived in Toronto after an 8-hour delay. Everyone heading to Ottawa were moved to one train, which had to spend the night on the tracks in Brockville. It finally arrived in Ottawa Thursday at noon, more than 12 hours late. Via apologized, offering a refund and a travel credit. Flooding is reaching historic levels in Washington state. Evacuation orders have now been issued for tens of thousands of people.
The water showed up probably about 8 o'clock. We thought it'd be a little sooner than that, but it was kind of slow. But when it came, it was once again a lot of water in a hurry.
So many things of people's belongings that this river is just taken.
Along the river in Mount Vernon, teams went door to door informing people of the evacuation notices. Dozens of people were rescued in Sumas after water levels grew up to 4 meters deep. Sumas, Nooksack, and Everson were evacuated after being inundated by floodwaters. The border crossing at Sumas has also been shut down. It's your last chance to make a claim in the settlement of a bread price-fixing case. The $500 million class action lawsuit accused Loblaw and its parent company of engaging in an industry-wide scheme to fix the price of bread. Canadians must submit an online claim today to be a part of the payout. It's eligible for anyone who bought packaged bread between January 2001 and December 2021. Those who file a claim could receive $25 within 6 to 12 months. A super rare Jesu violin is set to go under the hammer. It's expected to fetch more than $2 million at auction in Paris next week. The 17th century violin is on display at the Art Curial auction house. The vice president there says Jesu violins are actually more rare than the famed Stradivarius instruments, with only 150 recorded in the world. Some road closures to remind you about this morning. The northbound middle lane and both curb lanes are closed on Main Street between Chief Pegwish Trail and Armstrong. The eastbound curb lane on the Nairn overpass will be closed from Watt to Gray, and the median lanes will be closed on Inkster between Aikens and Salter. If you have any other traffic tips, please text them to us. And here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.27. In the province, it's lower at $1.14. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.12, and the lowest price in the city is $1.09. All this information is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today. Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
Chilly start to your Friday and a gusty one too. Those northwesterly winds at 22 kilometers per hour. Shaking our camera around. It's minus 19. That wind chill feeling like minus 30. Barometric pressure rising. Humidity sits at 79%. So yes, it will be quite a chilly day ahead. We're dealing with an Arctic air mass that's pulling on the back end of this low pressure system that's been sprinkling snow for the last couple of days. We're still seeing the remnants of that, but as it lifts into the northeast corner, we will be getting those Arctic air mass spreading out, driving our temperatures down, as will be the case through much of the province. So while the northeast contends with that low pressure system throughout the day, spreading some light snowfall, temperatures will be quite chilly to minus 20 degrees in Thompson and Gillam, minus 18 in Island Lake. Churchill, though, sitting pretty at minus 12. And to the northwest, you have a slighter chance of that flurry activity, but a chance nonetheless. Temperatures quite frigid, particularly in Lynn Lake at minus 23 degrees, but the rest really bundle up if you must head outside, because this is the territory where you could be getting a frostbite if you're spending too much time. Also of note, there is a yellow cold warning in effect for areas like Dauphin and Swan River, but even if it's not in effect in your region, we're all going to be dealing with very similar temperatures. For this region, the wind chills are feeling more like minus 30 this morning. That's what's triggering that warning. And then minus 22 will be your high in Brandon, minus 23 in Dauphin. For us here, we're a hair warmer at minus 19. We'll get some sunshine into the afternoon, those strong northwesterly winds persisting, and a little bit warmer in northwestern Ontario with some mixed precipitation expected. Overnight, temperatures dipping down to minus 25 degrees. Slight chance of that snowfall continuing. Likely, though, will stay dry, and tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Not terribly warm, though, with a high of minus 20.
Thanks, Catherine. We have some important safety reminders to share with you this holiday season, and one of those reminders involves batteries. Good morning, Ainsley.
Good morning, Rochelle. Lithium batteries, while they've been around for a while, they are prevalent. We want to tell you about some of the risks. Justin is joining me once again to weigh in on that. So first things first, let's break it down simply. What are these lithium-ion batteries?
So they're simply a rechargeable battery that is in virtually everything that you're gonna likely buy out there. So if you're getting, different gifts and stuff, just expect that these batteries are gonna be in these gifts. So it's really important when you're buying them. That's when it all starts. for being safe in your home is look for the label on these products that shows that it's been tested and it's safe for use in Canada.
You've got some examples here. So for the holiday season, somebody might be getting a gift with it and they don't even know.
Yeah, exactly. So they're, like I said, they're virtually in everything. They're in cell phones, laptops, any toy you buy. So it's not to scare people per se. They're just be aware of it, that they're in everything that you buy, and the risk, you know, if you're not using them properly, not using the correct chargers, it increases the chance of having a fire in your home.
Another one too, e-bikes.
Yeah, exactly. So they're e-bikes, e-cigarettes, e-scooters. So it's really important when you're charging them is use the charger that came with that device. When you're charging them, don't charge it in front of, say, your only way out of your home, right? If that were to ever fail, you don't want your exit blocked out of your home.
What are we missing here? Is there anything else? Obviously, we mentioned we don't want to be fear-mongering with this, but are there any other risks people should keep in mind?
Yeah, so things you want to watch out for example, is, you know, having a defective device. For example, this phone was dropped, and then when we went to charge it, it actually caused the battery to blow up and get quite a bit bigger. So this is something, if you notice something like that, you don't want to use that device anymore. If it's making sort of any sounds, if you see any sort of smoke coming from it, stop using it immediately, because when these things fail, it does happen quickly and a fire can start very rapidly.
Thank you so much. Such important things to keep in mind. Coming up at 8:06, we're going to be learning about Christmas tree and holiday decor safety.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. New Nanos numbers show that cost is the top barrier to Canadian shoppers buying Canadian only over the holiday season. The survey found that it was particularly shoppers under 35 that faced numerous barriers to buying Canadian over that time. And joining us now with more is CTV's Kamil Karamali. Good morning, Kamil.
Hey, good morning, Rochelle. So great to see you. What are you planning on buying for your friends and family this Christmas? Are you prioritizing Canadian, or is that too difficult of a task? You know.
I'm really trying, especially with stocking stuffers, because they're smaller and they're easier to find. But with some of those bigger commercial items, it's hard to find that are things that are made in Canada only.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that has been part of the struggle for many Canadians. I mean, shopping season is well underway, usually begins around Cyber Monday, Black Friday. And what Canadians are finding, according to Nanos polling, which surveyed over 1,000 Canadians, is that buying Canadian for Christmas presents is expensive. And so we have polling done by Nanos that shows that cost is the biggest deterrent holding people back from buying Canadian goods for the holiday season. 45% of those surveyed said cost was the biggest barrier. 33% said availability, or trying to find it, as you mentioned, Rochelle, trying to see which items are Canadian. You know, when you go to Walmart, a lot of it has been produced, made elsewhere. So trying to find those made in Canada labels has been a tough task for about 33% of those polled. And 32% said something similar, transparency about production, i.e. they don't know if it's Canadian or not. You know, some of those items do say on the shelves that they're made in Canada, but are actually produced elsewhere. We've seen cases of that happening as well. So trying to find, you know, the made in Canada label has been a difficulty for about 32% of those polled. And then 31% said they don't see any barriers to purchasing Canadian goods. But back to the main headline, 45% of those polled, Rochelle, say that they are having a tough time buying Canadian products for Christmas because of the cost.
I am still looking in the grocery store, though. I'm pretty emphatic about looking for Canadian-only products.
Good.
Thank you, Kamil.
Anytime, Rochelle. Have a great weekend.
You too. CTV.
Hello there, Kara Wagland in the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And for it, we're off to New Jersey. That was the worst accent I think I've ever attempted. Bulls and Devils, Luke Hughes with a nice spin move around Scott Sabrin before skating in and beating Jonas Johansson. Beautiful move from the New Jersey defenseman, faking the shot and finishing it off in style. Luke stepping up his game with his brother Jack, out injured. It is good enough for your must-see moment from Thursday. My accent is not. And coming up tonight, it's the NBA on TSN. We got the Hawks taking on the Pistons. Tip-off for that one gets underway at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's all for now from SportsCenter. Have a great day.
The TSN Must-See Moment is brought to you by Super Blinds, helping your home get holiday ready with Blinds by Hunter Douglas. Weather brought to you by the Winnipeg Humane Society. From all the dogs, cats, and critters, thank you for your kindness.
We're looking at a chillier day today. Minus 19 degrees is our high. It's about 10 degrees colder than what's typical. It's actually more akin to a low that's we expect for this time of year. Last year, it was even chillier, so we have that to feel good about. Well off that record, though, set back in 1877 of 5 degrees. Wouldn't that be nice? Yes, we're not going to get anywhere near that, folks. In fact, the temperature will more likely be dropping throughout the day. This is the warmest it's going to feel. That wind chill, though, is deceptive. It's making it feel quite chilly at minus 30. The winds are strong out of the northwest. They're going to be ramping up even more throughout the day. The barometric pressure rising. Humidity sits at 79%. So we've had this kind of ripple of low pressure system that's been responsible for many days of snowfall through much of Manitoba. That last system that we're dealing with, a low pressure system, is starting to move off into the northeast. We're seeing the last gasps of it here in Winnipeg and surrounding areas. So light snow expected. Temperatures in the upper minus teens, as you saw for us here in Winnipeg, even cooler to the southwest where you'll have more sunshine. We too will get sunshine in Winnipeg, but it'll take much of the day for those clouds to clear. Northern Manitoba, particularly the northeast, still contending with that low pressure system. Light snowfall expected, strong northwesterly winds throughout the province. Excuse me, from 30 to 50 kilometers per hour. They're not easing overnight either. Here in Winnipeg, we're going to see our temperatures dip down to minus 25 and into tomorrow even cooler, but we got lots of sunshine with that high of minus 20.
Not all holiday concerts can be enjoyed by families. People with sensory overload issues or even small children might find a concert's bright lights and loud music too stimulating. Manitoba band Red Moon Road is putting on a more relaxed performance called A Simple Kind of Christmas. Joining us now are Daniel Jordan, Sheena Ratai, and Danielle Pilaquin-Hopfner. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now tell us about your band, how you first got together, how long you've been doing this, and what sets your music apart from others.
Sure. Well, it was only a matter of time before we met each other in a supportive and small community like Winnipeg, and that was definitely over a decade ago and probably getting on a little closer to 2 decades ago. We don't like to narrow it down too far. But the Christmas tour and the Christmas album has only been the last 5 years. We recorded the album during the height of the COVID lockdown, which had a lot of challenges. There were points where we couldn't even all be in the studio together, but we were pretty bored because we couldn't exactly go on the road like we had spent the last decade doing. But we had a lot of fun making the record, and we were really excited to finally take it on the road one day. So this is our 3rd year doing that, and it's gone great. We've taken it up as far as Churchill, which we were trying to get to the North Pole, but that's as far north as we could get.
That is amazing, and people obviously love it because you're selling out shows everywhere.
Yes, yeah, that feels really good.
But tonight you're in Portage.
Yes.
Tomorrow you're in Winnipeg.
Yep.
There's still tickets available for Portage, and also a brand new show tomorrow in Winnipeg. Tell us about that show and how it's different from the other one.
Sure. Well, the evening show has sold out, which feels great, but we've added a 2 p.m. matinee, and Sheena can tell you about that.
Yeah. So this we're doing. It's a bit of
more of a comedy, right?
Yeah, it's just like a bit of a stripped down, sort of like a relaxed performance. That's what I was looking for. It's a relaxed performance, which means that the house lights will be up a little bit, they'll be dim. So it's kind of more for people who have some sensory issues or for families who like kids can't sit still. So it'll be tailored a little bit more to folks who need a little bit more of an relaxed environment.
Or for adults who like to be in bed before 9.
Yeah,
well, there's that too.
But everybody is welcome. Like it's also available to those who couldn't get tickets for the evening show or whatever. So all are welcome, and it'll be just a little bit of a different environment, kind of more relaxed.
And it's better for families too, because it's kind of late sometimes to be out with the little ones.
Exactly.
But it's also a really great way if they're done and they can't handle it. There's different exits for them to leave, and it just makes it easier for a family to enjoy. What do you want people to know about that? Can they get their hands on tickets real soon?
Yes, there are some tickets still available for the 2 p.m. matinee. You could go to either our website, theredmoonroad.com, or on the West End Cultural Center's website. We're big fans of them, so you can find everything you need to know about that wonderful venue on their website.
And of course, we'll have a link on our website as well. If you want more, you can take it away.
All right, sounds good. We'll do one of our songs that we wrote from the Simple Kind of Christmas album, and it's called A Simple Kind of Christmas. 1, 2.
I confess that I'm still searching for that Christmas kind of cheer. The feeling of enchantment we felt when we were kids, when magic things would happen, 'cause we imagined that they did. Now I'm worrying about my needs, all to no avail, 'cause the only thing I want this year is not for sale. A simple kind of Christmas in a complicated time. All my big worries and the joys will find. A simple kind of Christmas this year.
See you in Winnipeg tomorrow.
Let's see who's celebrating a milestone today. Happy 50th birthday, Merle, with love from your grandkids, your children, and husband. Happy 22nd birthday, Lakeisha, from your mom and family. Happy 82nd birthday, Ava, love from your family. A happy 13th birthday to Chase, with love from mom and dad. And a happy birthday, Laura, love mom, dad, and Andrew. Happy 75th birthday, Amy, with love from everyone who calls you the best mom, grandma, sister, aunt, and friend. Happy 11th birthday, Logan, love from your family. Wishing Kevin a happy 50th birthday from your whole family. Happy 75th birthday, David, love from your wife and all the family in Dauphin. Happy 17th birthday, Riker, from your mom, siblings, grandma, and godmother. Happy birthday, Connie, love your family. And a happy birthday, Auntie Irene. Lots of love from your family. To submit your milestone, visit our website, ctvnewswinnipeg.ca, and fill out the form at least 2 days in advance. It'll also enter you into our monthly contest for a chance to win a $100 gift certificate to Party Stuff.
Milestones is brought to you by Party Stuff. 3 Winnipeg locations and at partystuff.ca.
It's Friday, December 12th. Housing decision rendered, with legal responsibility now firmly resting with Ottawa, how much it could cost to fulfill obligations to First Nations. Programming paused. Parents and officials expressed frustration at temporary arena closures. What motivated the centre's decision to allow filming during January? And biologists are awestruck at a complex exchange of labor between two species previously thought to be adversaries. Your Morning Winnipeg starts right now. Good morning, Manitoba. Happy Friday. It is 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for being with us here on Your Morning Winnipeg. At 8:45, we're going to tell you about a Ukrainian Christmas market that's happening. So if you're looking for some locally made products that will go to a great cause, we're going to show you some really unique items as well, and they're really beautiful. So stay tuned for that. But outside, it's not so beautiful. It's blowing. The streets are slippery, not pleasant.
No, it's absolutely not. Maybe this is a good day to get inside and shop in the weekend too at that market, because it's not terribly warm out there, and it won't be a terribly warm weekend. It is minus 19 degrees, but it sure looks pretty as that sunshine starts. The wind chill, though, feeling more like minus 30. Northwesterly winds at 22 kilometers per hour. Pressure is rising. Humidity sits at 79%. So we're going to start in the north and work our way down. As you can see, there's a good amount of cloud coverage, particularly in eastern Manitoba. The northeast corner contending with the remnants of this low pressure system. That's the same system that's been spreading snow to us and is currently doing so in downtown Winnipeg. But as the day progresses, it will hover up to that neck of the woods and really camp there for the next couple of days. So even by the end of the day, you can see the tail end is still a little bit in the southeast, but for the most part, it will have cleared out, leaving us a good amount of sunshine, while the northeast contends with snowfall, maybe more flurry activity, and it'll really just hover around that region overnight and into Saturday, while we deal with clear sunny skies and even clearer skies in areas in the northwest. And then with that, however, on the back end of the system, bringing an Arctic air mass along with it, so that's driving down our temperatures even further. But our skies stay nice and clear, so it's a bit of a trade-off. We get the sunshine, but we're losing a good amount of heat. Today is no exception. This is the first gasp of that Arctic air. Minus 19 degrees. That is a typical low for this time of year, about 10 degrees cooler than a typical high. That light chance of flurries throughout the morning and then mostly sunny skies. Overnight temperatures dipping down to minus 25 degrees. That wind chill, though, making it feel more like minus 30. A chance of some flurry activity continuing. I am going to predict it's going to stay pretty dry. Into tomorrow, lots of sunshine, but quite cool at minus 20. Your weather art of the day drawn by 6-year-old Evelyn. It looks like they're enjoying the snowfall, so we should change our attitudes to be more like Evelyn in this great weather picture. And we are featuring one kid's weather-themed artwork every day here on Your Morning Winnipeg. You just saw it. So if you have any to share, we'd love to see them. You can email your entries to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
The weather art of the day is brought to you by 103.1 Virgin Radio.
Outrage among parents, teams, and coaches over New Southdale Community Centre is temporarily closing its rinks in January to accommodate a film crew.
I'm the manager for his hockey team too, so I'm the one in charge of finding all the practice ice and tournaments and things like that. I know how much time and effort goes into it.
Laura McMillan's 13-year-old son and his team will be off the ice in Southdale Community Centre for weeks in order to accommodate a film crew in January. Hockey Winnipeg and the St. Boniface Minor Hockey Association released a joint statement Wednesday saying the closure will result in the loss of 100 hours of activity that had already been scheduled.
I can only imagine how the individual families are feeling about this. You want to be playing in the facility that you know, in your neighborhood where you live.
Southdale Community Centre addressed the concerns last night on social media, saying in part, quote, "The decision to allow filming at the centre was made with many factors in mind. The fees received will help offset any increased costs and debts that we face annually to operate our centre." They went on to clarify the upcoming closure details and to say 71 of the 100 hours lost have been returned to programming. Chiefs in Manitoba are reacting to a landmark federal court decision confirming that Canada has a legal obligation to provide adequate housing for First Nations people living on reserves.
The court made it clear that Canada cannot maintain the status quo.
The ruling came after the court reviewed evidence of unsafe and overcrowded homes, many with mold, infestations, and no running water or heat. The class action was launched in 2023 by 2 First Nations from Manitoba and Ontario, representing more than 100 communities across the country. They are seeking $5 billion in damages. The federal government has until the beginning of January to appeal. The Liberals welcomed MP Michael Ma to their caucus last night.
All I want to say is Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a great 2026 coming to all of you. Thank you.
Ma was given a standing ovation as he was introduced at the Liberals' holiday party. His decision to leave the Conservatives puts the Liberals 1 seat shy of a majority. Ma is a rookie MP representing the Toronto area riding of Markham-Unionville. Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre responded on social media, saying in part, "The people he let down the most are the ones who elected him to fight for an affordable future. He will have to answer to them." Poilievre has now lost 2 MPs to the Liberals in 2 months. He faces a leadership review in January. Here's a look at what's happening now in traffic on Osborne Street. You can see things that really slowed down here. The streets are snow covered and slippery as well. It's windy out there as well. So on the outskirts of the city, there are snow drifts to drive through. If you see any problems out there, please let us know.
Traffic is brought to you by Curtis Carpets, Manitoba's flooring experts.
A lot of households have Christmas trees at this time of year, and there are safety reminders as well, Ainsley, regarding Christmas trees. Good morning.
Good morning, Rochelle. Yeah, this is not the Victorian times. I don't think too many people are putting candles on their tree, but hey, don't do that. Lauren Federer joins us now. She's a senior firefighter, and we're at the station right now with a tree here. Some people have real trees, Lauren. What are your best recommendations?
Yeah, we recommend that you get a freshly cut tree. If the needles are falling off, the tree tends to be drier. We want to keep them well watered. Make sure you're watering them every day once you get them home. We also recommend you placing them away from any heat source, so candles, fireplaces, anything that could ignite the tree. As far as the lighting goes, we want to make sure that lights are CSA approved, and make sure you turn them off before you go to bed.
When it comes to candles this time of year, people tend to have them out more. They're having company over. What recommendations do you have, or I should say reminders for those folks?
Yeah, just reminders to not have them near curtains or drafts that could blow something into the flame, and never leave them unattended. So you leave the room, you can blow them out.
You mentioned the lights, but intertwined with that, we have another wire here. Doesn't look so hot right now.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, so with Christmas lights, exterior and interior, make sure that your extension cords are in proper working order. If there's frayed wires like this, please don't use them. It generates heat when the insulation is damaged and could cause a fire. And make sure, you don't overload the sockets. So don't plug a million lights into one socket. That'll generate heat and cause you problems.
Before we're out of time, any other last words that you want people to know heading into the holiday season?
Yeah, no, just enjoy yourselves. Just make sure that you use the proper equipment in the proper places.
Thank you so much. Hey, common sense. Think about it. Don't leave your candles out.
Right.
Come on.
Exactly.
Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Ainsley. A new scientific journal is showing that resident killer whales and dolphins have developed a unique bond. CTV's Andy Garland explains.
It was an accidental run-in with something they've never seen before for researchers with UBC and Dalhousie University.
We were there to study just the feeding behavior of the northern resident killer whales.
You discover things you never expected.
And what they witnessed in 2020 while in the Johnstone Strait off northern Vancouver Island was that the killer whales were feeding on Chinook salmon, and they were working together with Pacific white-sided dolphins.
When a killer whale started its dive, often there was a dolphin ahead of it, and so the killer whale was actually following the dolphin.
Researchers knew the pair hung out, but assumed dolphins were there to either harass, play, or even try and steal some fish from the killer whales.
We never expected to see this level of cooperation. And we're just astounded. There's absolutely no aggression between them.
Customized animal tracking solution tags, or CATs, were placed on killer whales, which collects audio and video, as well as other data, and give researchers insight into how these two species would go after salmon together.
They were hearing the dolphins echolocating, trying to find Chinook salmon, which are too big for them to capture themselves, but they're perfect targets for them to identify and find. And then the killer whale would take over to do the kill.
The killer whales would resurface and share its kill with others from its pod.
We see that, the dolphins are going after the scraps. So both species are kind of getting salmon.
Another theory researchers have to why these two have a mutual bond is that the resident killer whales are acting like bodyguards from Big's killer whales who prey on dolphins.
As long as the whales are hanging out with the dolphins have some protection.
Researchers plan on collecting more data and hope this will prompt others to share information that they've seen on the unexpected relationship between these two.
And this probably started well over 1,000 years ago. It's not a new trick.
Andy Garland, CTV News.
The Bathfitter Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years.
Would love to be swimming in an ocean in a tropical location, not like what we're seeing here. It's quite the rude awakening this morning with the temperatures at minus 21 degrees in Winnipeg, that wind chill making it feel closer to a frosty minus 34. Woof. Couple clouds, very strong northwesterly winds, not helping much at 34, gusting at times to 47 kilometers per hour. Pressure rising, humidity sits at 77%. Yeah, uniformly, we're going to be dealing with those strong northwesterly winds through the province and throughout much of the day, and some very unseasonably cold temperatures to the tune of starting off in very chilly territory at minus 25 degrees in Brandon and Dauphin, even colder in the Paw at minus 26 degrees. I'm going to step out so folks in Kenora can feel good about the fact that they're at minus 17, because they're doing better than much of us in Manitoba. To the north we go, very cool temperatures in Thompson at minus 24, minus 26 in the Paw as mentioned, but add in that wind chill factor and it is dangerous. I will use that word because these are temperatures that can cause frost frostbite can be life-affecting. So be sure to bundle up if you're heading outside and limit time out there if you must be there. In terms of our cloud coverage and our skies, you're seeing a good amount blanketing, particularly eastern Manitoba. The west sitting pretty under plenty of sunshine. We too will be joining them in the sunshine in due time, but it will be overcast and slightly snowy as the kids head out at minus 19 degrees. And get used to it because our temperatures are falling, not rising. Into the afternoon, staying put at minus 19. That's when we get that sunshine start to emerge. And on the way home, cooling off at minus 20 degrees with some sunshine to enjoy at least. Overnight, temperatures dipping down to minus 25. A slight chance of an errant flurry or two. But into tomorrow, clear, sunny, cool. Minus 20 with a massive Arctic air mass that's coming on the back half of the system that's bringing that snowfall. That's likely going to be hovering on Saturday, cooling us down. But by Sunday, we're starting to climb out of it. Minus 13 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. And we're getting even closer to seasonal on Monday with a high of minus 10. And look at Tuesday. 0. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know about you. All right, we're going to take a break, but we're going to get details just ahead on the Ukrainian Christmas market. Don't go anywhere.
When you give a child a winter coat, you're giving a child the means to go to school on a cold day, a chance to play outside. When you give a child a winter coat, you're giving them the freedom to create warm winter memories, because no child should be freezing cold. Kids should be able to go outside and have fun. Donate to Coats for Kids. Drop off new or gently used winter wear at these participating businesses. Proudly sponsored by United Way Winnipeg and CTV.
Hey ho, the Festival du Voyageur is getting ready for another year, and we want you to go. Toe-tapping music, snow sculptures, treats, and more highlight the annual festival, and what better stocking stuffer than some tickets? Your Morning Winnipeg has a family day pass for 4 to give away this week. To enter, head to the contest page on our website, ctvwinnipeg.ca, and don't forget to enter the keyword fiddle. Good luck.
I always love when our next guest joins us. Jen Weatherhead Harrington is a travel expert. I feel like our likenesses are so aligned, which is why I'm always turning to you for some great gift ideas. And we're covering off the jet setter in my life. So this is something that speaks to me, Jen.
Perfect. I'm so excited to share some ideas.
All right. So let's start first with maybe some road trippers.
Yeah, so I love the idea of giving the gift of the road trip, and you can do it with Turo. So Turo is the world's largest car sharing marketplace. You can find them at Turo.com or download the Turo app. It's kind of like the Airbnb for cars. So you get to pick the make and model of the car that you want, sets it apart from doing a car rental, a typical car rental. So you can choose things like a sports car for someone if that's their dream to drive, a luxury vehicle. If you're doing a ski trip, they have ones with ski racks on it. They have pet-friendly vehicles. The other great thing, you don't have to go wait at a counter to get it. The car will be delivered to you. You pick the time and the place for delivery and drop off. So it makes it super convenient. And again, you get to choose an amazing car, one that you probably never drove before, and you can do a little test run.
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. All right, so we've got the road trippers covered off then. How about somebody that's looking for a winter getaway? Although in Winnipeg, we got winter here.
I know, but maybe we will go to a slightly different winter getaway view. I'm going to send us to Montreal because I think it is that perfect and ideal winter getaway. It's accessible, it's magical. You feel a little bit like you're in Europe. They have lots of great flights there as well. And there's a trip there for everyone. So if you're a romantic, you want a romantic weekend, Old Montreal is perfect for that with all of that charm. You can do a wellness thing. They have a spa called Bota Bota right on the water, on the river. Families can also be here too. It's so fun. And if you get the Passport Montreal, it's a little passport where you can get combined discounts and curated experiences, which will make it so much more affordable if you're traveling with your family or a bigger group as well.
So nice, and you're right. I mean, it's a domestic location, but it feels like you've gone abroad. So it really is a magical place, as you mentioned. All right, maybe for those that are sticking around here, we've got to dress for the weather, and that's what your next gift is about.
Yeah, I can't think of anything more quintessentially Canadian than giving the gift of a good winter parka, right? So Canada Goose is definitely a go-to, and it's something that's like a nice investment. It's a gift that's going to last a long time. So you can do something really classic like the Mystique Parka. It's made with their recycled organic Arctic tech, something that they have been doing from the very beginning. Keeps you super warm, water resistant, super long, if you can see it here as well. But then if you're also looking to give something, maybe someone already has a Canada Goose Parka, they can get some accessories to be totally decked out. So we have the Arctic toque, which is 100% merino wool. It's going to keep you super warm. And they even have these super soft alpaca mittens, 100% soft alpaca wool. So you can be stylish and warm at the same time. You can get their entire gift guide at CanadaGoose.com.
From the head right down to the fingertips. You got to love that. All right. Before we run out of time, you've got a few travel essential gifts.
Yes, for packing. So if you're going on a long haul flight, I love this neck pillow. It's called Turtle, TRTL. You'll see it everywhere on social media. It's actually really, really good. It props your neck up so you're not doing that head bob thing on an airplane. It will help you sleep better. And then if you're like me and you do carry on only, this is a great new secret. It's a vacuum bag. It's by Exter, and it comes with this handy little pump here that will suck all of the air out. It charges with a USB, so it's super small and easy to travel with. It's going to make your carry-on packing cube so much smaller, and you can fit way more things and do some shopping.
That's exactly what I want to hear. Thank you so much for this. All great ideas, and wishing you all the best this holiday season.
Thanks, you too.
Anything to enable more shopping. Yeah, if you're heading outside and you're going shopping, maybe shop for the layers because it's quite chilly. You're going to need the big shapeless parka. It's minus 21. That wind chill has gotten cooler since last hour. It's minus 34. Probably a good a culprit for that is our strong northwesterly winds at 34, gusting at times to 47 kilometers per hour. Sorry, this is going to bother me. Pressure rising, humidity sits at 77%. So northern Manitoba, particularly the northeast, you are going to be saddled with a low pressure system spreading snowfall through you off and on throughout the day. Likely most concentrated in that northeast corner, but the west could be getting an errant snowflake or two. Temperatures there very cool in the low minus 20s. That wind chill this morning rough, feeling more like minus 35, even minus 40 in certain places. Northwesterly winds strong in the north, as they will be strong here in the south. Meanwhile, that system that's plaguing the northeast, we are seeing the remnants of it here in Winnipeg, but it's starting to push out. We got likely to get a little bit of light snowfall through the morning, but as it moves to the northeast, we'll deal with lots of sunshine, as will most of southern Manitoba with those very strong northwesterly winds. Temperatures, though, are cooling off thanks to some Arctic air on the back end of that system. Temperatures in the southwest in Brandon, Neepawa, Dauphin, more like minus 21 or minus 22. For us in Winnipeg, minus 19. Considering minus 9 is typical, I'm not loving that high. Your Skywatch picture of the day by Sonia in St. Boniface. A gorgeous shot. Keep your weather pictures coming to Winnipeg Weather at CTV.ca.
Weather brought to you by Blinds Are Beautiful, helping your home get holiday ready with blinds from Hunter Douglas.
'Tis the season of gift giving, and maybe some of those gifts require a little more thought, maybe a little more effort. And that's why we're bringing in our DIY expert, Denise Weil, joining us this morning. Denise, you've always got some lovely ideas, and some of them do have a little more care, and I love that approach to gifting instead of just like grab and go. So what are some of the ideas that you're sharing today?
Yes, absolutely. You know what? Let's start with a DIY because I always love a DIY gift. This one is really beautiful and totally personalized. It's a box of Merci chocolates that I've customized using some of their free printables. They have a whole bunch of easy to use tools and templates at merci.ca, as well as a bunch of great creative project ideas. It's about more than chocolate. It's about, you know, reconnecting, celebrate people who make your life brighter. So this is a great gift for neighbors, teachers, your favorite barista, anyone who you want to give a small, meaningful gesture. It's elegant, it's thoughtful while still being affordable. So you can say merci for being you to everyone on your list. It's just a great way, you know, to remember that everyone deserves to be celebrated.
That's such a nice personalized touch. I love that idea. I love a little sweet treat as well. So thank you for that idea. It's a great one. I'll totally keep stacked away in my brain. What else are you sharing today?
Okay, next up, let's create little gift baskets around someone's interest. So whatever they're into, just take a bunch of items in that same theme, wrap them all up in a pretty little package. And, you know, it's just a nice way to personalize and customize a gift for somebody. And I also have a great tip for gift giving this year to help us manage our money in a smarter way, because we all need help with our holiday spending.
Hello, yes, we sure do.
So PayPal, a brand millions of Canadians already use and trust, has introduced their buy now, pay later solution. It's called Pay in 4. No interest, no fees. It lets shoppers split eligible purchases into 4 equal biweekly payments over a period of 6 weeks. So, it just makes it easier to manage cash flow. It's available online at places like Sephora, Expedia, Ticketmaster. Every transaction is backed by their purchase protection, so you can shop with confidence. It's just another great tool to help you stay on budget. You can learn more by visiting paypal.ca/pay4.
I love that. Takes a little bit of the stress off, and no interest is a gift all in itself. So
yes.
Great idea there. What else is on the list this time round?
Next up, this is one of those gifts that takes the everyday, makes it feel a little more elevated. It's the Waterpik Cordless Advanced 2.0 Water Flosser. It's clinically proven to be up to 2 times as effective as regular floss, proven to remove up to 99.9% of plaque that causes gingivitis, cavities, bad breath. So it's that precise pulsating water pressure. It's from the #1 selling brand endorsed by dental professionals. It's even great for people who have crowns, bridges, veneers, implants. And if this doesn't end up under your tree this year, it will be on sale on Amazon from January 10 to 17.
Oh, good tip. I know those are a game changer. Your mouth just feels so like dentist-free,
so
clean, right? Or I mean,
yes.
like straight from the dentist. Anyway, I don't want you to run out of time, and I think you have one more tip for us.
Okay, one more tip is something that is another DIY touch. This is using a wood burning tool to dress up some wooden spoons. You could even do this to a little wooden disc to make a little holiday ornament. Just add a little holiday motif. It's a really easy, creative way to give something special and unique.
I love that. I had one of those when I was a kid. That's such a nostalgic throwback, and I love that idea of personalizing something to give, and it's
Absolutely.
from the heart, too. Denise, thank you so much. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Have the most fabulous holiday season for you and your family.
Thanks, Terry. Happy holidays, everyone.
Your Morning Winnipeg. Coffee is brought to you by Robin's Donuts, your favorite stop.
It is a little bit cloudy and quite cool out there on your Friday, -21 degrees. The wind chill making it feel more like -34. Very strong northwesterly winds, pressure rising, humidity sits at 77%. So the northwesterly winds are going to be plaguing us all throughout the day and all throughout Manitoba, making our temperatures quite cool. And considering we have an Arctic air mass hovering over the province, it's brewing for some very chilly conditions. Meanwhile, our radar, talk about what's behind me, good amount of cloud coverage blanketing the east, while the west is going to be dealing with a good amount of sunshine. Also, this system that's bringing us light snow in Winnipeg, and it's starting to taper off, it will drift up further into the northeast, bringing a round of light snowfall for this region. So -20 in Thompson, -18 in Island Lake, warm, if you will, in Thompson at -12 degrees. Slight chance of that flurry activity reaching the northwest, but likely it'll just be overcast, very chilly with that Arctic blast of air and strong northwesterly winds. -21 in Opaskwayak, Carnation, and the Paw, -20 in Flin Flon, quite chilly in Lynn Lake at -23. Southwestern Manitoba, while you won't be dealing with any precipitation, you will be dealing with lots of sunshine. Not doing a lot to drive up that temperature. This is one of the coolest regions. In fact, there is an extreme cold warning in effect for Dauphin and Swan River, but even if you're not included, it's going to be chilly. -22 degrees in Brandon, -23 in Neepawa. For us here in Winnipeg and surrounding regions, we start off cloudy, a little bit snowy. That'll taper off around noon, bringing some sunshine. Temperatures into the upper minus teens with those strong northwesterly winds. Northwestern Ontario a little bit warmer, particularly in Dryden at -13 degrees with some snowfall expected. Overnight we could get some flurries off and on. Likely it'll be dry, cloudy and cool, -25 degrees. That wind chill, though, it'll feel closer to -30. And then that last gasp of Arctic air tomorrow with a high of -20. Lots of sunshine, though. There's the good news.
A Winnipeg family is marking a difficult anniversary today. On December 12th, 2 years ago, 81-year-old Earl Moberg disappeared while on a walk in North Kildonan. He had advanced dementia at the time. Since then, members of Moberg's family have been pressing the Manitoba and federal governments to introduce a national silver alert system, which would be activated when vulnerable seniors go missing. An online petition signed by more than 7,300 people made it to the House of Commons on November the 1st. It calls on the government to establish a silver alert system that notifies mobile phones based on geography when a vulnerable senior goes missing, similar to Amber Alerts for missing children. The man accused of an arson spree in Winnipeg is facing more charges for 3 additional fires set around the city. 35-year-old Jesse Wheatland was arrested last month in connection to multiple arsons at several restaurants, businesses, and offices. Now, Winnipeg police allege Wheatland also started fires near the Disraeli Freeway in August, on Cordon Avenue on November 2nd, and on Nairn Avenue on November 3rd. Police rearrested Wheatland at Milner Ridge Correctional Center Tuesday and charged him with 3 additional counts of arson. He remains in custody and is scheduled to appear in court today. None of the charges have been proven in court. Apartment and condo vacancy rates across Canada are on the rise, according to the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation. The national rate increased to 3.3% in 2025, up from 2.2% last year, which the CMHC says is the highest in 30 years. The Thompson and Weston families have cleared the final hurdle on the road to buying the Hudson's Bay Company's Royal Charter. An Ontario court has given HBC permission to sell the 355-year-old document to the 2 families for $18 million. The families plan to jointly donate it to the Archives of Manitoba, the Manitoba Museum, the Canadian Museum of History, and the Royal Ontario Museum. The families want the charter to first go on display here in Winnipeg, where HBC opened its first store in 1881 on Main Street at York Avenue. Doctors are calling a newborn baby a miracle. He was born after a rare and dangerous pregnancy, and his parents are now sharing their story. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
A medical marvel. Susie Lopez went in for surgery at Cedars-Sinai to remove a more than 20-pound ovarian cyst, but came out holding the very child she never knew she was carrying.
I knew that I was pregnant for about 5 days. Very good.
The standard pre-op pregnancy test revealing the shocking discovery.
I wasn't even believing it at first because I have ovarian problems, so I was thinking it was like a false positive.
Susie giving her husband Andrew the good news.
I thought she was joking, and it didn't really sink in until I actually got a little gift from her, and it was at a Dodger game. It was surreal.
Doctors ordering an MRI and were stunned at what they saw.
He was located outside of the uterus, posterior to this big ovarian mass in the abdomen. So his head was up on the left side of her abdomen under the spleen. And it makes sense that she didn't know because the baby was in her abdomen behind the mass, and it just looked like the mass was growing.
Susie had what's called an abdominal ectopic pregnancy, extremely rare and life-threatening for both mom and baby.
He's still very sick. You okay? And we're needing to do a lot to support him.
On August 18th, a team of 30 medical professionals removing the giant cyst and delivering the full-term baby named Ryu.
Hi, Ryu.
Weighing 8 pounds and in remarkably good health.
How are you today? Good morning.
I was amazed by this little guy. He came out of the anesthesia pretty quickly, and he was like feisty little guy by the time we got into the NICU.
Susie recovering quickly, now at home surrounded by her husband and teenage daughter Kyla. Doctors calling Ryu a miracle, and after 17 years of praying for a second baby, Mom and Dad say he's nothing short of a gift.
Miracles happen, and he definitely was a miracle for us.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Sweet little face. All right, here's a look at what's happening in traffic now on Portage Avenue at Polo Park. It looks like things have sort of lessened and lightened over in this part of the city. If you see any problems out on the streets, please let us know. Here's a look at your gas prices. The Canadian average is $1.27. The provincial average is lower at $1.14. In Winnipeg, the average is $1.12, and the lowest price in the city is $1.09. All this information is on GasBuddy.com.
The Price at the Pump is brought to you by the Kidney Foundation. Help by donating your card today.
For our question of the day, we wanted to know what's your most memorable photo with Santa. Marlene says this was 1968 when she was 5. That's a lovely photo. Auntie Nina sent this one in with her sister Karis. Nina's the one crying. I love those crying photos. Isabella says her favorite is this one of her son Ethan when he was just 7 weeks old. What a sweet moment. And Rob sent us this picture of Poosh Sasha with Santa. Look at that. Thanks so much for your responses. All right, let's go now to Ainsley McPhail. We're talking about safety during the holidays. Good morning, Ainsley.
Well, we talked about it earlier on the show, right? We want to mitigate those kitchen fires. We want to be looking at those batteries. But say that there is a hazard. Lauren's joining us once again to tell us all about these 2 alarms here. So the one on the left is smoke.
Smoke alarm, yes. So we recommend that you have smoke alarms on every level of your home. We also recommend that you test them monthly. There's a button in the middle. It goes through a series of beeps to make sure it's working. We want to make sure that they're located outside of all sleeping quarters as well.
When it comes to CO, it can be lethal. So let's talk about what it is before we get to the alarm itself.
Yeah, so it's a gas that you can't smell, taste, or see. So it's really the only way to detect it is through a CO alarm.
And how often should we be changing these batteries?
Yeah, the batteries should be changed once a year. Some people use when you put your clocks forward and back, and you can do them twice, but at least once a year. Yeah, we recommend that.
Anything else before I get to the next question, I want to wrap up this. Is there anything else you want people to know?
Yeah, we want to make sure that you have them outside of your sleeping quarters. We want to make sure they're tested and working in proper order. Each alarm is good for 10 years, so you have to replace it after 10 years.
A lot of this about educating the public too. Common sense, a big part of it as well. We're in Station 11, but we're also in a garage. You have some tips for people at home about their garages, what to do and what not to do.
Right. Yeah, so CO is a product of incomplete combustion. So any appliance that uses propane, natural gas, furnaces, and if you're deep frying your turkey in a propane deep fryer outside, we want to make sure it's outside, not in your garage. We want to make sure there's lots of fresh air to remove the CO.
Thank you so much. Everybody, you know what? Water those trees. Watch your turkey. Watch the stuff. We want everybody to stay safe this holiday season. We'll see you guys again on Monday.
Yes, thank you, Ainsley. Let's go out to the rooftop now. Today, the story of the day, weather-wise, is that nasty wind.
That's right. I was at a frame Rochelle. I've been trying to learn some choreography from a Britney Spears video,
Okay.
and I was doing it to stay warm, and I was at a frame, and yeah.
Let's do it. I want to see it. What song is that?
Slave for You.
Oh, I can see the snake sitting there.
Get it. Anyway, I need to be running in place because it's chilly out here, Rochelle. To your point, those strong northwesterly winds are whipping around a few air into snowflakes. It's minus 21 degrees. That wind chill making it feel more like minus 34. Decently clear to kick us off. We mentioned those strong northwesterly winds, pressure rising, humidity sits at 77%. A little out of shape clearly because I'm out of breath. Already lots of sunshine on the way to southwestern Manitoba. We could deal with a few pockets of cloud coverage as we get the last breaths of this low pressure system that's been bringing the snowfall. But that system will move into the northeast, leaving behind clear skies for us. Temperatures cool because there's some Arctic air kind of on the back end of it. So we're going to see highs in Winnipeg of minus 19. Cooler values expected to the southwest in the low minus 20s. To the north, that snowfall, expected to continue in the northeast throughout the day. Temperatures there cool in the low minus 20s, but of course with that wind chill this morning, it's feeling more like minus 35, even minus 40. So look for that throughout the day and take those precautions if you're heading outside. I'm going to head inside and practice my moves some more, but stay with us. We've got lots more Your Morning Winnipeg just ahead.
Weather is brought to you by ABC Fire and Safety, your CO2 refill store.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Good morning. Gift cards are a popular present, and the vast majority are given and received without any trouble. But as CTV's Pat Foran reports, some people have discovered the card they purchased has a zero balance.
Gift cards are an easy way to show your appreciation for a family member or friend, but sometimes criminals are able to tamper with them and drain their balances before you get a chance to use them.
It's very embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
Peter and Elaine Terry of Toronto bought their good friend a gift card for the LCBO. He received it a month ago, but when he went to use the $100 gift card, it was empty.
He called and said he'd been to the LCBO to use the gift card, and they told him it had a zero balance.
The Terrys purchased the gift card at Shoppers Drug Mart and weren't sure why there was a problem. What followed was almost a month of being bounced back and forth between Shoppers and the LCBO, with neither side offering a refund.
I think Shoppers should reimburse you your money, because you paid for it there.
Gift card fraud can take different forms, but generally criminals go to a store, copy the card number and bar activation code, then reseal the package. They may also place fake barcode stickers on the cards. When the card is activated, money that's added goes to the scammer instead of the gift card holder. Always inspect gift card packaging carefully.
You want to avoid getting cards that may have been tampered with, and one way to do that is look for ones that have more secure packaging or are perhaps behind the counter.
When CTV News reached out to Shoppers, its parent company Loblaw said, "Our teams are trained to recognize tampering and other fraudulent situations involving gift cards, doing their best to intercept suspicious transactions before purchase." That said, we understand this is a frustrating experience for customers. Loblaw made it right with the Terrys in record time, giving them back $100 cash. Pat Foran, CTV News.
If you're looking for unique, locally made gift ideas, a Ukrainian Christmas market this weekend will have many options for you to choose from, and it's all under one roof. Joining us now is the organizer of the market, Olesia Chichkevich. Good morning, Olesia.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, this table is overwhelming. There's so many beautiful things to share. But first of all, let's just talk about the market. It's happening Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday, UNF Center, 935 Main Street. Saturday, it will be from 2 p.m. till 8 p.m. and Sunday from 11 till 4 p.m.
Who are the vendors that will be there?
Most vendors are our Ukrainian newcomers, but we're very happy because this market, we have around 70 vendors and a lot of new vendors from Manitoba, local businesses joined us. And their support means a lot of us because it means that we became the great family of Manitoba community.
That is so nice. Okay,
yeah.
We have a lot to cover. So let's start with this beautiful cultural outfit.
Yeah, so you can come and buy. We have a lot of, it's not our national Ukrainian embroidered blouse.
Okay.
And around 100 varieties of different blouse you can find there.
Okay.
So, and all those wreaths also handmade, our creative vendors.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so much detail. You're also wearing a beautiful blouse as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the items that we're seeing here. There's a lot of things that, you know, the whole family can sort of have for the holidays. There's gift ideas for the little ones, also for moms, dads, whatever you think. Tell us about some of the things here.
For example, you can see their candles. It's wax candles and also those beautiful rings made of beads.
Yeah.
So
all handmade.
Yeah, all handmade. Absolutely. All those ornaments, different varieties of ornaments. Yeah, those.
Like these ones here.
Yeah, and those here, different. This is also candle. Is horse. This year will be horse.
Yeah.
When we'll go. Over there we have stuffy, a lot of different things. It is so cute. So
the thing about this stuffy, I was touching it, it's so soft.
And I want to show you something else for your Christmas stockings for kids. Look at this.
It's got a giant booger.
Yeah, it is so cute.
Look at that. Okay, what else do you have here?
We have cutting boards, like souvenirs, and here is our delicious food.
Okay.
That, first of all, I'd like to invite everyone to join our food court because for the first time, we will have huge hall and you can sit. There will be live music, a lot of delicious food. For example, pampushke, they are homemade, and this is like the heart of our Christmas.
Oh, what is that?
Like donuts, but there's delicious. They're so soft, and there's delicious feeling inside.
Oh my gosh!
And they're like melting in your mouth. Yeah, for sure. And all those meat stuff, all our businesses are registered there, and our newcomers start new life. It's hard, but yeah,
and true, authentic meat made by Ukrainian newcomers.
They were making in Ukraine, and now they came here and start business here. Also, we have homemade bread, and this we call kalach. It is Ukrainian. Also, one you have to put on the table when your family sit together. And diduch is the symbol, is the spirit of Christmas. Diduch means the spirit of our ancestors. And always in our families, you have to put diduch before Easter on the table, and it should stay on an honorable place in your room.
That is incredible. You were here early because you had to set this all up. But you also took a photo of me while I was doing my job.
Yes, and we have the prize for you. One of our vendors doing amazing gifts. So we just took the picture of you.
Yeah.
A few minutes before. And here you are. It took 5 minutes to create this magnet. And here another one, me and you.
This is so cute, and it's a great stocking stuffer. So many different gift ideas here. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Again, you are in Union Center.
UNF Center, Main Street 935.
There you go.
Saturday afternoon from 2 p.m. till 8, and
bring your
Sunday
money.
from 11.
Bring lots of cash. You'll need it. You'll be spending
and good
lots
mood.
Yes, exactly.
We are happy to see you there.
Thank you, Alessia. Happy holidays.
I'm going to be shopping there. It looks like they have some amazing things there. And it's a good excuse to get out of the cold because it's going to be a chilly weekend, certainly a chilly Friday. It's -21. Sunny, very strong northwesterly winds, pressure rising, humidity at 77%. We're going to get a good taste of sunshine. We're getting this cloud coverage and this system that's bringing flurries lifting out of our region. However, it's not doing much to lift our temperatures. In fact, they're going to be falling ever so slightly, but hovering around the -19 degree mark. Overcast skies, as mentioned, to kick us off, a little bit snowy, and then lots of sunshine into the afternoon. Overnight, temperatures dipping down to -25. That threat of flurries does remain, and with those strong northwesterly winds persisting, it's going to feel closer to -35 degrees, quite nasty. Tomorrow, we're dealing with another day of cool temperatures. That's because there's this mass of Arctic air that's come on the back end of that system that brought the snow. So tomorrow, one more chilly one at -20 with sunshine, but we start to warm up on Sunday with a high of -13. We're going to take a break, but your videos of the day still to come on Your Morning Winnipeg.
Rooftop arrangements provided by Lacoste Garden Center. Salon services provided by Essentique Spa Salon.
Well, we're going to wrap this up. Sometimes young people need time to figure out who they are. This reindeer is no exception. Lars is a reindeer who thinks he's a dog. That's because when Lars was a baby, he had to be cared for by his owner, sleeping in the house and listening to orders like a dog. Now that he's older, Lars is being reintroduced to the herd to learn about his true reindeer self.
He's like, I'm not made for this outdoor life. Let me inside.
He's okay there. Well, lions, elephants, and penguins enjoyed an early Christmas at a zoo in southern England. Penguins pecked at a Christmas tree-shaped ice block with fish stuffed inside. Macaques investigated colored Christmas crackers. And lions explored scented stockings and presents.
Kim's like, that's not for you. Why you gotta be why you gotta yuck their yum?
That chimney won't make it.
That looks fun, though.
It's cuddles, though.
Adorable. That's how I attack my Christmas presents on Christmas morning. Very little grace.
They seem happy. Well, the China Panda Conservation and Research Center is giving us a snowy look of the residents. Of course, they're enjoying the snow like little kids. From rolling down snow-coated slopes to chomping away on some carrots, these guys are super happy during the holidays. Have a wonderful weekend.